Hello, assalamu alaikum guys. Assalamu alaikum. How everyone is doing? Oh my god, Adi, the way you bang this door. Assalamu alaikum guys. We are gonna do some serious talk in English. Keep liking and sharing the video. Today we are gonna be talking about relationship and motivate ourselves about relationship. I'm not just talking about relationship about like love relationship. I'm talking about relationship with yourself as well. Relationship with friends, family members, even your God, food, your mind, your soul, life in general. Just relationship in general and all the different relationships that we have to pay our mind to and how to handle them. Each one of them is different and we all experience it differently. So yeah guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and share this video. Oh my god, these eyelashes. So how you guys doing? Happy Friday. And just, thank you for being here. Today we're going to be talking about relationship. And we are going to start with relationship with ourselves first. Yes, the most important relationship that sadly a lot of us are not taught to understand that is the most important relationship. A lot of us are taught to understand that your relationship with your God or with your mom or your father or with husband or wife or whoever is more important. We're not being taught that your relationship with yourself is more important. Thank you, Rocky. So today we're going to start this topic with our relationship with ourselves, because if you don't know that the relationship with yourself is very important, this hair tie, then wait guys, let me fix this hair tie first. Oh my god, if I don't fix it I just can't do nothing. It's gonna keep distracting me. Oh my god. Thank you, Rocky. Suma musóor gi taxawa ma defar ko njëkk su dul loolu I don't even know. It's like huh? Okay, that's nice. Suma kalpe bi nga seen dangay xamee foofu noonu some coins su coins xamul xanaa nga indil ma suma weccet. I'm just gonna leave it like this right now guys. Wow, sorry, small video will start more. So yeah, a lot of us, like I said, depending on the society you come from, if you come from a Muslim community or just African community in general, for the most part, we've not been taught that the relationship with ourselves. I think a lot of people all over the world right now are coming out and being honest about the fact that we've not been taught that our relationship with ourselves is more important than any other relationship. So like I said, I'm starting this topic with our relationship with ourselves, and I'm gonna play some music at the background, some calming music to help me, so I'm not just continuing to do all the screaming. I scream in my videos like crazy sometimes guys, well, for the most part, but I'm gonna try to make it clear. This message is very, 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 very extremely important for us to talk about this. Your hair tie is nice. You like it? I don't even know what I did with it, but I just don't even know what to do with it. Right. So like I said, guys, a lot of us are not being taught that the relationship with ourselves is very, 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 very extremely important. A lot of us are taught, especially us that come from a community that have God, like believe in God, so you've been taught that you have to believe in God, which means your relationship with God is important. And we are also taught that you have to listen to your parents and do as they say, which means that your relationship with them is important. And then sometimes we are taught that you have to listen to your partner and stuff like this, but we've not been taught. Even the teacher at school can teach you to listen to them, but we've not been taught that we have to also learn how to have healthy relationship with ourselves, that you have to listen to yourself and your peace of mind and your well-being and your health and your future. You have to listen to it and protect it. We've not been taught that correctly. A lot of us are not, sadly, which is why a lot of us are so confused, and then people are using drugs, alcohol, sex, or anger, or other things to cope with their, their mind, and they are just to manage to continue surviving life. Now we're going to get out of all of those nonsense and just face the reality and just look at how we're going to look at life and ourselves and our mind, and look at our relationship with ourselves. Thank you guys. Keep tapping the video and keep sharing the video. So what we are not going to allow right now from now on is to neglect ourselves, our feeling, our value, our tomorrow, who we are, our health. We're not going to continue to neglect that. We have to start from looking after our health, what we are eating, what we are doing to achieve a healthy body and healthy life. And we have to also start looking at who we are and our worth. We have to know our worth first, behave and act like we know our worth by not accepting things that make us feel worthless, or not doing things that make us like we are worthless. And also, we are not going to allow other people to do us like we are worthless. You understand? Like, you can understand your worth and know your worth, and allow people to make you like you're not worth nothing, and then you are dying inside. We're not going to allow that. Each and every one of us know our worth, know who we are. When people are making us feel worthless, doesn't matter who these people are, you can talk to them. If they're not going to listen, they just don't care, they're not going to apologize, just know that they don't want you continuing to take their nonsense. Doesn't matter who they are, even if they're your own parent. It's up to you to continue the relationship with them, but you can cut them and absolutely nothing is going to happen to you. God is not going to do you nothing, because you don't choose them to be your parents, just like they don't choose you to be their child. Therefore, if they're treating you bad and you know you're innocent, you can talk to them with love and respect. And if they're not going to listen, just know they're narcissistic, they're abusive, and you have the right to walk away from them. You understand? We are responsible for our life, our peace, our happiness. We cannot compromise it for no one. Right now in this world we live in, thank you guys, keep liking and sharing. This world we live in right now, people are learning and are getting knowledge about how to love and appreciate themselves. But sadly, a lot of people are still living in the past, which is faking life, pretending everything is fine when it's not. Life is never going to be fine for you if you cannot stand up for yourself. Because people who are using you or abusing you or doing you wrong, they got nothing to lose. So they're not going to change. Do you understand? They got nothing to lose. It's you who is suffering. So why are you waiting for them to change? They're not going to change. You are the one suffering. You have to change. You have to tell them, I'm not going to continue taking this. I cannot continue any longer. Stop. And you don't have to even shout or argue. You can just talk to them depending who they are to you. You can talk to them with love and respect. And if they're not going to take it, you do what you have to do. Protect yourself. We have to know that we are our own soldier. Inside. We have to be ready to look for things to protect us. We have to be always ready. Be our own soldier. Look at your body. If you know you are healthy, good, continue. If you know that you need to change certain things, the way you eat, the way you drink, if you drink too much sugary stuff, too much unhealthy stuff, you look at it and say, no, I'm going to take more water from now on. If you know that you don't get out, you're lazy, you're like me, you don't, like make your body tired. You say, no, I'm going to start making my body tired. To make your body tired, like, working out and doing stuff, very good for your health and your mental health and your skin and everything. You're going to look so young and beautiful and energetic. Thank you, guys. Drinking water, the same. Eating moringa, baobab, hibiscus, fruit, vegetable. You're gonna look so beautiful and young and beautiful and energetic. People all the time when they see you, they're like, what the hell this person, what's their secret? You know that your secret is the original secret. Keep liking the video, guys. Today I'm in the mood for this. So what's gonna happen is, what we're not gonna allow life and people to do to us is to neglect ourselves, our mental health, our look, because we are so-called stressed because of people and life. People and life cannot do us anything, guys. That's the reality. Unless we continue to allow it. That's what I mean. They can do us something, especially when we are young. Definitely they can do us something, we are hopeless. But as an adult, for the most part, they cannot do us anything. We can prevent it. If it's already done, we can stop it. We don't have to continue, allowing whatever that is. Thank you so much, guys. We don't have to care about people, what they're going to say when we stop it. The whole world now that people are faking now. People know that the whole world is faking everything, especially humans. When you stop taking nonsense from them, they call you name. Because they think that you're going to tell people why you stop taking their nonsense. So they're going to jump and start calling you name before you say anything. And sometimes they don't even know that you're not going to say anything. You're not like them. But even if you hear them saying things, just leave them and continue. People will know who they are. Anybody who carry your name and lie about you, form some form of word and say it against you, God will find a way to make them expose themselves to those people, whoever they're talking to, even if they're friend, relative, whoever they are. One day that person will know who they are. They will do something else that will expose them. I'm telling you this. Just leave them. You don't have to follow them fighting, trying to protect yourself and going crazy. Depending what is it. But for the most part, you just have to leave them alone and continue living your life. This wig, I've not wear it for so long. So what we're not gonna allow is for people, human beings, life. What I mean by life is that when life, like take away someone you love, or don't give you what you think you deserve, or just, you feel like, life is not nice to me, Don't allow that to ruin you. Life is nice to you. You just don't know it. Look at you breathing. This air that you're breathing and don't even notice it, it's just, aren't this amazing, guys, how we breathe and just alive, dancing and drinking. And us human beings, amazing creatures. Very original computer and very original machine. Just the best machine in the world. No computer can create us. Imagine this air if it was something that you buy and order and breathe. By now, I will not be breathing because I come from a poor family here. By now, I'm dead long time ago I was not even going to be born, I don't know. But God make it for free and it's more expensive than any effing Brazilian wig, earrings, dress. This ear is more expensive because without this ear, you cannot even wear the effing wig and stuff. Subhanallah. Shouldn't use that word, but anyway, I just say effing. Hopefully, I'm not going to use it a lot. Like, this is serious, guys. Jokes aside, without the ear, no anything, because you're like can't breathe. So now you're having the air that is more important for free, even the water that is more important for your soul. It's either free or not expensive at all. When you look at it, people say that to eat healthy is expensive. To eat healthy is not expensive there. Even porridge is very cheap and very good for your body. I just had my porridge now with my moringa and my chia seed and my baobab. So energetic, ready to rock the world. Porridge is very cheap. All of these good things, they're not very expensive. Just people don't like it and then they look for excuse. They're like, oh, to be healthy is very expensive. I think it's more expensive to not be healthy than to be healthy. Because when you're healthy, you don't eat all the time. That's the reality. So how is it expensive when you don't eat all the time? You drink water instead, more water. And then you eat healthy stuff. How is that expensive? What happiness? Thank you so much, guys. Keep liking and sharing. What happened is, what we're not going to allow to do is to allow friends or, you know, any nonsense to distract us from loving and appreciating ourselves, from our look to our mind, to where we want to see ourselves in life. I'm not just saying like I want to see myself to be a millionaire or whatever. You can be like that if you want. But some people, that's not their goal. They just want to see themselves having a happy, healthy life. Happy, healthy life got nothing to do with money. Thank you. Keep liking and sharing the video, guys. Thank you so much, all of you. Happy, healthy life got nothing to do with money. Depending who you are, if you are somebody that only money can make you happy, that's not the... This eyelashes, they drive me crazy too. Because what happens is when I do them, they always just... One of them is like standing up and one of them is like sleeping or something. So I feel like this one is little down. I don't know. Let me just not look at it. But I'm looking at myself. It's hard. Do you guys not notice that like one eye is like... And then this eye is like... Did you not notice that? Or it's just the camera or me? So what happened is, ignore the eyelashes. I hope you're not going to focus on it now. What happened is, we just have to bring ourselves back to the human that God made us. You understand? And just calm down about material stuff and competing with each other and making ourselves feel bad because others making us feel bad because they're insecure about themselves. A lot of people now, the relationship they have with money and material is all fake. Because inside, they cannot find genuine happiness. So now they have to rely on things, you know, whatever these things are, you know, to feel good. That's the reality. I know this. I experienced it myself. When I was too stressed years ago, I used to buy clothes unnecessarily all the time. Honestly. Just buying clothes all the time and you don't even need those clothes. I still have a lot of clothes from it, you know, that I don't even know what to do with them. I send a lot of clothes to Africa and I still have a lot of clothes from it that I buy that I don't need to buy. The head tie. So what we're going to do now is to understand how people's mind are, especially when they're stressed, what human beings do when they're stressed, and then we can recognize it from other people and from ourselves. So we can know how to protect ourselves and how to not allow, you know, other people, you know, when they're stressed, what they're going to do. How we're not going to allow that to affect us. You understand? What we're going to do is to protect our health by eating healthy, drinking water, avoiding chemical stuff that is not good for our health. We're not putting chemical stuff in our body because we love ourselves. That's what we're going to do. What we're going to do is to protect ourselves from life and from humans who don't protect themselves. A lot of human beings now don't protect themselves. It's like they hate life or they hate themselves. They don't care. They do whatever, you know, to themselves and just can't be bothered. Use whatever and do whatever, you know. What we're going to do is not to protect ourselves. We're not going to do that. We have to protect ourselves and know that we are giving this body and mind for a reason. Because the body and mind is very precious and expensive. And we have to look after it. Because if we don't, we're going to regret it. We only have one body and one mind. Oh my God, this head tie. Sorry, guys. I'm going to just leave it alone and focus. What we're not going to allow is life and life experience and people to ruin us and ruin our future and make us neglect life and neglect ourselves and neglect our mind and our mental health and then run to drugs and chemical, alcohol, sex, run to doing all of this wrong thing because we neglect the things that we should prioritize. Are you guys getting me? Keep tapping the screen if you are getting me. Keep tapping the screen and share the video if you are in the mood like me this morning for this amazing conversation. It's afternoon now, by the way. It's coming to 12:30. Keep tapping the screen and sharing the video if you are getting me. What we're not going to allow is people and life to make us do things that we are going to regret. People can make you feel like, oh, your life is delaying. You're not doing A, B, and C. Why this is not happening with you, or why you're not doing this, or why you don't have this, or look at this other person, what they have or what they're doing. Those type of people, they're in competition with life and people. And they want you to be in competition with life and people. Now, you have to be very careful when you think like that, especially in the Black community, African community. Because the same people will keep telling you that either they know that's damaging or not. If you follow them, you do the wrong thing. You're going to end up in prison if you're not careful. Or just end up getting killed or get killed or kill someone, or just end up doing all the wrong thing to catch up with people. And it's not worth it. After you catch up with whoever you try to catch up with, do you know how long you're going to live to enjoy whatever that is? No. Do you know after you go what's going to happen to that money? No. It's not worth it. Money is not worth you risking your life or doing anything risky. I swear to God, guys, money is not worth it and will never worth it. I swear to God, guys, I'm telling you this. Money is not worth it and will never worth it. Keep liking and sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Keep liking and sharing. People who do the wrong thing for money, they always regret it. They're just not going to tell you. Even if they make it and are safe from it, they're not get into trouble for, for it. They still just regret it. Because money is not worth it. Guys, I swear to God, let me fix this hair tie. If I don't fix it, if I don't fix this hair tie, I cannot focus and talk. Money is not worth you doing anything that is wrong to earn the money. I swear to God. I'm telling you this. Because it can come with karma, and the karma can come and take away all of the money or a lot of the money. Or can put you to prison or something bad happen, God forbid. Therefore, I want us to understand that money is not worth that. And if you don't have money, but you see people who are making money the wrong way and are belittling you or just looking at you like you're nothing, just pray for them and leave them. And know that they don't know what money is. That's why they're doing that. But do not join them. Love yourself and appreciate yourself. Me, I'm Gambian and I'm Senegalese because my dad is Senegalese. And my mom also her root is from Senegal as well. This hair tie. Let me just leave it like that. Money is not worth nothing. Keep liking and sharing and tapping the screen. What we're not gonna allow is people, life, money, or our experience with life to make us not to live life. A lot of us are just managing life right now, but we're not experiencing. Because our experience with life and people making us feel like we're not experiencing life. And then you start doing the wrong thing to catch up or to experience life. To experience life is not something you can force yourself through it and like, let me drink this or let me go to this place or let me buy this so I can experience life or let me go there. It doesn't work like that. You just have to accept life and breathe. And stop fighting with life. What I mean by that is, don't say that if this thing don't change, I will not be happy. If this situation don't change, if I don't have this, if this person don't stop doing this, I will not experience life. I will not be happy. Hello, thank you. Keep liking and sharing the video, guys. if you're saying that if this thing don't happen, or this person don't say this, or I don't have this thing, I'm not gonna be happy, that means you're pulling with life, you're fighting with life, you're not experiencing life. The more you fight with life, the more you will never experience life. The more you pull and fight with life, the more you will never experience life, because life is not for you to fight it and try to control it and try to make it go this way. Life is not your car that you're driving. Even your car, sometimes you drive it and God forbid the car is just not following your, what is to do. I don't drive, but sometimes your car just miss brake, or just, you're like, I'm braking the car and it's not braking or something. Subhanallah. Not to mention life. Life is too powerful and too strong for you to control. Human beings are very stubborn. Even if you give birth to them, you cannot control them fully. You can abuse them. And that abuse, how long can they continue taking it? They're going to wake up one day as they grow older and say, I have enough. But you cannot continue to control them as a human being. It doesn't work like that. Us humans, we are very strong. Oh my God, my head tight again. We are very strong and stubborn minded people. Never experience life. That's what I mean. You getting me? If you're getting me, keep liking the video and keep sharing. Let me know. I am so you getting me, right? This hair tie is driving me nuts today, but I'll just leave it. You getting me? If you want to experience life, you have to just let go and relax and breathe. And just ignore everything that you want change, or everything that you want to go this way and that way, or everything that you want happen or you want shouldn't happen. Block everything and just focus on breathing now and appreciating the birds singing, appreciating the sunshine. Is out today in Scotland. Here we have sunshine today in Edinburgh. Beautiful weather. Appreciate the fact that you are alive. Drink water and appreciate it. Eat whatever you have, however small, and appreciate it. And just look at human and look at nature and smile. That's you not pulling with life and not fighting life. You fighting life is you saying, I'm not going to smile until this thing change. I'm not going to smile until I have this. I'm not going to smile until this person did this or whatever. Hello, I want to come to Gambia this year, inshallah. I will let you guys know when I'm going again. You pulling with life is you thinking that this thing shouldn't happen, this person shouldn't have said this, or this person should say this, or this thing should happen, or I should have gone to this place, or should have not allowed this, or should have not done this, or shouldn't, all these things. You're pulling with life, you're fighting with life, trying to tell life, no, come this way, don't go that way. You cannot control life. It's not your car. Even your car, you cannot control it. Lot of us, the reason why we cannot genuinely smile right now and genuinely just wake up and be happy and be thankful is that we are fighting with life. That's the reality. Life is not for us to control and fight with. Life is here for us to just pass by, experience it, breathe, eat, drink, sleep, wake up, and go. And you don't know when you're going. So calm down and just breathe. You're just a human being. Whatever human being is, you're just a human. You're not God or anything. You understand this? So you just have to understand that and breathe. And don't pull with life. What we also not going to allow is that we're not going to allow people that we have relationship with. We've talked about how we're not going to allow food relationship to ruin us. We have to watch how to be healthy. We have to watch how to be fit. We have to also watch the relationship we are having with life itself. Now we are going to talk about the relationship with friends or family members. or even your own children. What we also not gonna do is to pull and fight with those relationships. Your relationship with everyone, I mean everyone, including family members, children, everyone. I'm not saying children that are babies, you know, your own children when they're young, when they're babies. But as they start knowing what to do, relationships are natural. It's nothing to force. And it's nothing to fake. They're supposed to be natural. Doesn't matter who you have this relationship with, workplace, anywhere. What you're gonna do is you do the person like you want them to do you. It's very simple. And if they're not doing you back like that, you talk to them about it. And if they continue to defend themselves or continue to make you look stupid, you just know that they're faking their relationship with you. Doesn't matter who they are. Sometimes you can give birth to someone and doesn't mean that they love you even if you give birth to them. Some people just don't like their parents because of A, B, and C. And some people don't like whoever friend they have or partner or family member because of A, B, and C. So understand that it's not every relationship you have with the person have to love you and accept you because they're your this, they're your that. It doesn't work like that, sadly. Some people just not gonna love and accept you. And even if you ask them the reason, they don't have a reason sometimes for not loving you and accepting you. They don't have a good reason sometimes, but they just cannot love and accept you. Hey, my hair tie. Let me try to fix it again, guys. So understanding that it's going to save you a lot in life, that some people just not going to love and accept you for who you are, even if you do them good. They just because they're not meant to love and accept you. They're not for you. You understand? It's not meant for you to receive that love from them. Love and acceptance is something that is very expensive. That's what us humans don't know. It's not something that you get from everywhere. I don't know why us humans don't know that. We're not being taught that. There's a lot of things that we were supposed to be taught, but it's good that we can teach ourselves now, you know. Love and acceptance is not something that you just get from everybody or from people that sometimes that you want them to give you. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes when you don't receive it from people who you feel like you deserve to receive it from them, you can check yourself as well. Check what you are doing, you know, what you are doing wrong in this relationship. When you check and you see that you tell yourself the truth and you see that you're not doing anything wrong, you just know that it's not meant for them to give you that love and acceptance then. You talk to them about it, and if they're still not going to stop, just know that it's not meant for them to give you that love and acceptance. And you just leave them. Maybe that's who they are. Maybe they're just an evil person in general, they're faking. Or they're just not meant for you. Those two is what's happening. But whichever one it is, you continue going. Don't force it. Don't force any relationship and don't be fake. Because when you're fake, oh my God, this hair tie again. This hair tie today, guys. Let me just ignore it for now. When you fake your relationship with somebody, and they're not doing you good, they're not doing what they want, you know, with you, what you know that you deserve, you know, you're not going to be happy. Because then you're telling your mind that you're not worthy of what you deserve. And that, thank you so much. Keep liking and sharing, guys. Hello, sweetheart, Caro, sorry. Keep liking and sharing. When you accept nonsense from someone who's supposed to treat you better and you're not going to talk about it, you just force yourself to accept it. You're telling yourself that you're not worthy of what you deserve. And that you're telling yourself that this person is better than you. And that yourself knows that no one is better than no one here in this earth. So then yourself will not be happy. Yourself will be angry with yourself. Telling you, why are you doing this to me? I deserve better than this. Why are you allowing this? That's why a lot of us that are faking our relationship with people, doesn't matter who this person is, even if it's your boss at work, friend, family, anybody, even your parents, If they're treating you horribly bad and you cannot open your mouth and talk to them, you will not be happy. You have to talk to them, and if you, depending what age you are, if you talk to them and they don't care, they don't apologize, they don't change, they keep treating you bad all the time, you can take a decision to help yourself if you want. Because if you don't help yourself, you can never be happy. That's the reality. As long as you keep neglecting yourself and your value, that relationship is going to damage you. The word relationship is not just for love. It's just a relationship. A relationship with food, relationship with your mind, relationship with your health, relationship with people, relationship with the partner you love. Somebody want to join, but I cannot take them. I don't know them. They're just appearing, and this video is very serious. I cannot take people who just appear on the screen. So, again, Jeff, thank you. So we have to learn that we have to protect ourselves on this earth if we want to live long, happy, and healthy. Very important us human beings to know that. We don't know that. That's why a lot of people are now using all the wrong thing to manage life, to cope with. Simply because they refuse to say no to stuff that they should say no to. Even if it's the fact that you think negative all the time, you can't sleep at night. You have to say no to that thought. You have to say no to that thought. You don't have to fight that thought and be like, don't come to my mind. I don't want to think about you. You cannot do that, because then that mind is coming more. But you can just, if you have a negative thought, depending what you're thinking about, because depending what your life experience is, if you have a negative thought that is giving you sleepless night, you can help that thought and to calm it down and to sleep. And you can help it to expose your mind that you're not going to sleep and you end up drinking or doing all the wrong thing all night. Keep liking and sharing, guys. Thank you so much. Keep liking and sharing. How you going to help that thought to not make you not to sleep is for you to just, when the thought arrives, you just don't develop it to be this container of thoughts now. Just leave it and just relax, and don't you know, when you have one thought, you know how you can change it to a million different thoughts. You give it a husband, give it a children, give it grandchildren. Don't do that. Just leave that thought if you're about to sleep, you know, and just gradually develop a fresh new healthy thought. Be like, okay, I hear you, but what about me feeling grateful, thankful that I'm alive, thankful that I'm walking around, thankful that I have children, if you have children, you know, thankful that I have a husband or a wife, if you have any of this, thankful that I have a job, if you have any of this, thankful that I have a car or I have a home or a bed, thankful, thankful, thankful. Your mind is gonna keep switch now from that, whatever that thought was. Your mind is gonna switch and develop and start coming to this thankful new thoughts that you develop. And then you will sleep, because your mind will be like, okay, we are safe now to sleep, we are good. I thought we don't have a good life, we shouldn't sleep. I thought life was not good. But gradually, you are right, life is actually good. Look at all of this. We are safe to sleep now, so let's sleep. You see, but if you keep holding your breath and thinking and you can't sleep, you just have to leave your mind and breathe. Keep breathing gradually. But the most important thing, that's another whole video anyway, for people who cannot sleep at night because of stress. Contact me if you are like that. Email me amiholop@gmail.com, because if I move this topic to that, we're gonna be here all night. It's like a procedure you have to follow, because you have to also eat healthy and drink water. You have to eat like moringa, baobab, hibiscus, drink water, connect with earth, even go for a walk, make your body tired, you know. All of those, not just this thing that I'm telling you, okay? But this thing I'm telling you is also very important if you cannot sleep at night because of life and, you know, stress and stuff. But if you cannot sleep at night, email me and I shall work with you, and inshallah you'll be sleeping soon, okay? I pray that whatever is stressing you, that making you sleepless night, shall go away, but you have to help yourself to make it go away. Whatever happened cannot undo itself. You have to stop holding on to it. That's the reality. Hold on to the other things that are good and they're here, and that know that you're safe. Life is very safe. We just feel unsafe because of things that happen. That's the reality. But you're safe and you're here, you're alive, you're fine. You have everything you need right now to be alive and to be happy. You're just not appreciating them and looking at them. That's the reality. I'm sorry. Keep looking at them and appreciate them. People who have millions of money and don't have the problem you have, they're more miserable than you. Some of them. Because they're thinking like you now. They're not appreciating what they have. And they're thinking this shouldn't have happened. And this should have happened instead. I should have had this, or this person shouldn't have done me this. This is why I said that. Nothing to do with what you have or don't have. It's all about here. And when I know this, guys, it's when my life starts changing, you know, the way I think about life. I'm telling you this. It's so satisfying once you know how to look at life differently. It's like you have the whole world in your hand. People that have the whole world, it's like they're on fire, and you're just like in heaven. I'm telling you this, try it. People that have the whole world and don't know how to think like this, it's like they're on fire. They can't sleep at night and stuff like that. You don't know some people have everything and they can't sleep at night? You don't know that? They have to use all the drugs and alcohol and smoke everything and they still can't sleep. Hello, love you too. Thank you. Keep liking the video and sharing. Very important topic. So it's all about here. You have to feel that, you have to know that you are happy and you are satisfied. And that all these things that you are chasing, if it's especially money. Maybe because I'm too laid back. People who chase money so much that they can't sleep at night. Hey, they make me laugh. Honestly. Because what I don't understand is why these people don't know that even after they have all that money, if it's, you know, the whole money in the world, like all the 100 millions or billions or whatever, in the middle of their hand, they could die tomorrow after they have it today. Hope not, but why us humans don't know when we're dying? And we're so comfortable, like we know that we're going to be here the next 100 years. How we do that, I don't know. How us humans so comfortable and relaxed with life, as if we know we are going to be here the next million years. I'm not afraid of dying at all, but this thing wonders me sometimes, jokes aside. Because of this, I'm very relaxed with life. And I'm so glad I think like this. The world is the way it is because people think they're never gonna die, or they just assume that they're gonna die the next 100 years, so they're gonna do all the horrible things to get money. This money that they might never even enjoy it. And even if they're gonna enjoy it, if they do all the wrong thing to get it, did they not know that their children can copy that behavior, and children can copy that behavior and they might not get away with it? Or did they just don't care? So when you learn how to be satisfied with life and be happy with life itself, and just be happy with breathing and looking at the birds like I'm doing now, and be happy. Billahi, all these other people who don't know how to do that, they can have millions and it's like they're on fire. They're always so angry and miserable and looking for other things more. Competing with other people like, this one have this. Me too, I have to have it. The other one have that. No. Oh, look at this one. This one's they're nothing. They have nothing. This one have this. Me too, I have to have it. And you're just looking at them and laughing. Oh, when I'm coming, I'll let you guys know. I'll meet you guys. I'll create something that I'm gonna meet all of you. Thank you. I swear to God, this is the time that us all have to change our mentality towards life. Our relationships with life, our relationships with people, our relationship with our mind, our relationship with our health. Just relationships alone, the word relationship. Write down all the things that you know that you have to change your relationship with them. It's going to change your life. And it's going to give you genuine happiness and peace. Longevity as well. You're going to live long. You have more chance of living long when you do these things I'm telling you than someone who have millions of money and don't know these things I'm telling you. You don't know that. Money cannot make you live long. That's what us humans have to know, especially us Africans who cannot be happy because of money. Us Africans and us black people, especially African black people. Why a lot of us cannot be happy because of money, I don't understand. When we don't have money, we are not happy. We have little money, we are not happy, we want more. We have more money, we are not happy, we want to protect it and keep it. And we're so afraid of people and everything and cannot sleep at night and just get even more stressed than when we don't have money. When are we ever going to be happy then? Do you see what I mean? So this is time for us to change our mentality about everything. Keep liking and sharing, guys. Keep tapping the screen. Seri Jofa. Tey si motivation laa nekk waaye English motivation laa def. Change your mentality towards everything. Any unhealthy mentality you have towards anything. Food, health, people, even your God. Any unhealthy mentality. Some people have very unhealthy mentality with their God. They have bad relationship with their God and their religion. Because they're hypocrite inside the religion. They're using the religion to hurt other people. Especially people who marry people because of the religion. You marry them in the way of that religion. You know, like if you're a Muslim or Christian, you marry them in the mosque because you're Muslim and they're Muslim. That's what I mean. So you use the religion to marry them. Knowing fully well that you don't have a kind, loving heart to marry anyone and you're not even honest. If you're not honest, why you think about marriage, I don't know. Marriage is for people who are honest, kind, and loving. Not for selfish, idiotic individuals who lie and just cannot tell the truth and are wicked and idiotic. The worst motivational speaker in the world. You cannot marry people when you yourself, you're not honest and you just idiotic to the core. You should marry yourself and treat yourself like that. Doesn't matter what God you are with. Keep liking and sharing the video, guys. Thank you guys for following my page. Keep liking and sharing. But people sometimes they use God to manipulate people and ruin their life. And then tell those people, especially in my community, Gambia and Senegal, they tell those people to use that God to accept how they treat them. For example, if I have a bad husband now, who is doing me bad, him and other people, they will tell me, you are a Muslim, take this nonsense so you can go to heaven. Listen to Allah. Allah say you should be married. Your husband, you know, you have to respect him and be good to him that he's your husband. Take all the nonsense he's doing and shut up and just quiet. You're Muslim. You have to be married. So the husband will use God to make you to do bad and then ask you to use God and accept his bad and take his bad forever. And it's not like you're taking it for 1 week or 1 day or 2, guys. No. You are taking it for the next 20, 30 years, 40 years, as long as you live, guys. I'm telling you this. I see women in my community who are suffering for 25 years. One of my cousins. She's so depressed that her heart now, she can die anytime. Pray for her, guys. This is no joke. Her heart now is paining her like a knife stab in it. She can't sleep at night, no matter how much I talk. Because of the way the man suffering her for over 25 years. And the man married other 2 people, put them on top of her, abandon her and her children, laughing at her, bullying her, don't talk to her, don't sleep with her for years. And this woman have twins for this man, have other children for this man. Some of the children, they're even in their husband's house. They're married even. 25 years she's with this man. She's my cousin. And the man is related to her. But it's better you marry now. What do you mean? How is better I marry now? I'll marry when I have a man that deserves me, and if he's not doing good, I'll leave him again. I don't care I get divorced 100 times, but I'll never stay with an idiotic man. But anyway. It is all over the world. I know, right? Especially in the Muslim community, it's worse. The Muslim community have the worst marriages than any other community in the world. I swear to Allah, look at me. And they don't want no one to talk about it. So hypocrite and hopeless. The moment you start talking about it, they're like, oh my God, this is a broken woman, angry woman, depressed, stressed woman. Oh my God, subhanallah. So hypocrite, like a hopeless, pious person. Don't make me start with the Muslim community, because then this whole talk will just be about the Muslim community again. The Muslim community says, yes, we Muslim make it look like you have to marry to get to heaven. They do it like that to cage the woman, so the men can continue suffering the woman, and the woman will stay there, because without them they cannot go to heaven. And they're lying. They don't even own heaven at all. They never been to heaven themselves, and they might not even go because of their evil behavior. And they, you know, and a lot of women, especially in my country, they're a victim of this. But a lot of them are becoming awake now. You know, they know that these men use this, you know, to manipulate us. But a lot of them, because of poverty, and the men will say that if you're going, I'm going to take all my sons. You can only go with the daughters. And when they take the sons, they treat these sons so bad, because they're going to marry somebody else, or they already have a wife who don't even like you and your children. So you know, if I go, my children will be dead. Who they're going to be with? So this woman will stay there. I know family members that stay like that because of that they're in the marriage. And African, you know, the imams and stuff, a lot of them are so hypocrite and wicked. So when you go to them and you tell them, my husband say he want to take my children, you know, and stuff, they're like, oh well, stay there then and listen to him then. Why are you talking back at him? You should just listen to him, he's your husband. You guys don't want to marry now, yeah, like the olden days women do, yeah. And they know the olden days women because they don't have no choice. They were just like slaves. And why they don't want to be slave now to the white people, I don't know. All these wicked people, especially wicked men in our community, why they don't want to be slave with the white people still, I don't know. And they want us to be slave with them. Never. And they hate women like me who know, you know, they're right. Lot of them hate it when their women watch me. They say, you watch Ami Jobe. You're crazy. You watch Ami Jobe. Ami Jobe is going to make you leave your marriage. You're going to be like her. Ami Jobe is always against marriage and stuff and against our culture. And they're lying. They know I love marriage. And I always talk about, you know, how marriage is so beautiful. And I want to get married again to a nice, kind, loving man, you know. But because I tell them that these things they're doing is abusive, and they don't want to stop it. So now they have to find a name for me, a bad name, so their wife don't watch me, because they're afraid that if their wives keep watching me, they will be awake like me, yeah, and they will tell them to get to hell and change. If you bros the man, if you roast the man, bros, yeah, the men come to women too. No, I'm not here for defante. And whenever I'm talking, they like talk about women. You go and talk about women. Why are you telling me who to talk about? See who they are. Don't, guys, let me not change this whole motivation talk to our men again, to relationship again. But anyway, I'm going to talk about relationship. They don't want us to talk about, the horrible stuff. Never. The moment you start talking, they like talk about the women too. Let them go and talk about the women. Let them open their TikTok and talk about the women. They have TikTok like me. Why they're not gonna click it and talk about women, I don't know. They want me to talk about so-called not good women. When it's a lot of them that is not good, more than the not good women, by the way. In the Muslim community, lot of bad husbands than bad wives. They know it. So why they want me to talk about so-called bad wife? They can get to hell. I'm not gonna talk about it. I talk about it when I want to. I always talk about them. They don't like it. Why they're doing what they're doing then? Some imams are the reason why men are, yes, mistreating their wives. Yes, because they don't preach the truth. You know why they don't preach it? Because they are like that. Lot of the imams are like that themselves. They're so evil and hypocrite. Treat their wives so bad, especially the first wife. Lot of them, all of their first wives are dying with depression. Especially in, the African imams. That's why they can't talk about it. Because then the wife and the children will be like, dad, but this is how you are doing to my mom. Hello. They cannot talk about it. So especially Gambia and Senegal, Muslims. Gambia and Senegal Muslims are the worst in the whole world. Because what happened is, a lot of us are not raised like in a Muslim home, like Subhanallah, hijab, Muslim home, But then we still believe in Allah, and a lot of them don't even put us to Quran school for us to learn Allah, because it's hard to have a good Quran school in Gambia and Senegal. All of the Quran schools are very abusive. Well, I don't know now, but still 99.9.9.9% of them are very abusive, very wicked. They beat you until you're peeing yourself for just trying to learn Fatiha. When I was so young, me and my sisters, we tried to learn Fatiha. The Surah Fatiha. They're beating us as if we killed someone for not saying the Arab word correctly, and we're just babies. We don't even know nothing about this. And we couldn't go anymore. And then we have to pay as well. This old man, that's why he have one leg maybe. One of his leg was cut and he was walking, I'm not saying that people who have disability, they're evil, by the way. But this man was evil, that's why I'm saying this. So understand that. So one of his leg was not good and he was using the stick thingy to walk like this. Very evil. The moment he come, it's like we cut his leg or we make his leg damage. He will be beating the whole class. Amy, read Fatiha. And the moment I start like little mistake. I'm like, what the hell, man? I was young, but I know that was wrong. And you come home, your mother will beat you as well. Africa is a nightmare. And just Africa is ridiculous and so wicked and hopeless. Don't make me start about African stuff. And then the imams, they're worse. Then they always like, you women don't want to get married now. You talk back at your husband. You're trying to copy the West. And that's it. That's all they talk. Nothing else. That's all they talk. Just that's all and nothing else. Thank you so much. And they like, when your husband asks you to sleep with them and you say no. When you die for 40 days, you go to hell. 40 days, the angels are waiting for you to die. I say, well, why can't the angels just come now then? I'm saying no. What the hell? Why should I sleep with an idiotic, wicked man? Just because the angels are waiting for me. Who cares? Let them wait. This community is a joke. They always talking to the women like the women are some 2-year-olds who don't know nothing. They still like when your husband wants you in bed and you say no for 40 days. When you die, you're going to hell. So even if your husband do bad, give him yourself. You are his slave. I'm like, what the hell, man? They always opening doors for this man to be so evil and to not change. Because if the man know that even if I'm evil, the woman just supposed to open her legs all the time like a hopeless idiot. Then the man got nothing to lose. So why did the man have to change? I don't know. Keep liking and sharing the video, guys. Today I'm in the mood for this. Thank you. These dresses, I sell them. I have them in different colors. They're made in Senegal. We're not going to allow no religion, no friend, no family member, life itself, nothing to make us damage ourselves and our mental health and who we are. We have blood, we get stress, and we're not going to fake life. We are dying. No one is faking nothing. Absolutely nothing. You understand? We're gonna do the truth, do the right thing, and continue living life like everybody else. No one have right to life more than no one. This life is for everyone to breathe and drink water. No, doesn't matter man, woman, doesn't matter what color. You don't own life. So how you think that my life, I cannot live my life now because of you? I'm just gonna suffer. Thank you, Wasikana. Love you too. How you think I'm gonna suffer because I'm your family member or I'm your friend or I'm your wife or husband or whatever? Or even your child. Even if I am your child and you're treating me bad and I talk to you and you don't want to change, you are like this for years, I am not continuing to take it and God will not do me nothing. Absolutely nothing. God is watching how you are doing me for years. If you are my partner, my friend, my husband, my friend, my family member, you're treating me bad and I say to you no and you continue going, God is seeing it. If I say no and I stop, God is seeing it. Nothing is going to happen to me. You can go ahead and tell people that I'm evil, lie, and do all the evil stuff, and my karma will haunt you, but I will still not take it. It is funny sometimes, and they think they are doing good. Yes, they know they are not doing good. They're just manipulating it. They know they are not doing good. Riska, thank you. I like your videos. Your videos are always very educative and good. Oh, you're coming to the video. I did not even see you. I keep screaming. I'll take your... Are you ready to come? I'll accept you if you are ready. Keep liking and sharing, guys. This is one of the ladies that I follow here. She's very good. She's coming. Hello. This person calling me future wife. Don't mind this man. Me, I'm easy to marry, but I'm not easy to keep. Because I don't take nonsense. I'm very loving and caring, very romantic. I'm like a white woman with love. Always kissing you like a child. Cuddling you. Baby, I love you. You look so handsome. Even when I'm kissing you, you know this person loves me. When I love you genuinely. I don't love you and then 1 minute I'm sick of you. No. But I'm watching how you treat me. The moment you start treating me with your idiotic behavior, I'm like, okay. I start talking to you slowly, and if you don't listen, I start to back out slowly and take my love back slowly. I don't choke my love on you. Who the hell are you? How you gonna be like better than me? I have to force you to love me. Okay, I'm taking you, sweetheart. Keep liking and sharing. Rika is here. Hello, Rika.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm Sister Zaina. I can see you. How are you? Yesterday, I don't know because I was having I was feeling sleeping, so I have to sleep. So,
Oh.
sis, I was listening to you, and actually, I'm just like you because, we used to do videos and we talk about those stuff, the way women are treated in our community, and the imams and our husbands. Sometimes they use culture saying that it's the Quran that's saying they will be maltreating women, and they will be like, in the Quran it says, while it's not, that's how it is. They just like manipulating us and then making it look like if it's the Quran that says.
Mm-hmm.
And women, without we knowing and reading, because we don't like reading what the Quran says, and we just like accept what the imams, some imams and some bad husbands, what they are saying to us. We just like, okay, I'm gonna accept because Allah said I should be submissive, I should be humble. And then we misunderstood the word submissive by slavery, because
Mm-hmm.
some of the women we are going through, like women are going through, they are treated in their homes like slaves, while they are thinking they are how can I say, they have been submissive to their husbands. That's not how it is. If you read the Quran, you will see how marriage is. We women, we have our rights, and we are very important in the Quran than the way we are than the way our husbands are treating us.
Mm-hmm.
And the imams are the ones making it worse. Some imams are preaching the Quran the way it will favor them and some men, because we are all humans and we do mistakes. And some imam, they just like, because I am imam, everyone is gonna believe what I'm saying, so I'll preach what will favor me, because they have wives and they're the ones marrying 4 wives, 3 wives, and they will do things that will make them look like if what they are doing is right. So me, last time I was talking about how come we don't have the Quran in our languages, so that we can learn, we can read and understand what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because some men are like, they're using it because we don't know the Quran is in Arabic. As me, I can read, I can memorize, but I don't know what he's saying, except I read in French and English before I will understand what he's saying. But what about a sister that doesn't even understand English or French? They don't even read. Those that did not attend to school. What about them? So I think we have to like come up, and then let people know that we need help, because without reading and understanding the Quran, we will never understand the importance of a woman as a Muslim woman in the Quran. That's not how the prophet taught our men to treat us, but they are doing it wrongly, because they know we don't understand the words of God. We don't understand what Allah said in the Quran. So I think women should come out from their comfort zone and speak out. It's not by you speaking what you are going through means you are bad.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't speak, how are you going to get the help you want? You have been
Exactly.
maltreated in your home, and you are thinking that what your man is doing is okay, while you are dying slowly. So many women have died because of the maltreatment they
Yes.
got from their husband. And then they have this mentality, which they think that if you stick in abusive marriage as a Muslim woman and you died, you are going to Jannah. And that's a big fat lie. That's a lie. You are
Yes.
going to hellfire, because Allah did not tell you to stay in abusive marriage and then when you died, you are coming to Him. He said, if you are in such a marriage, you have the right to go, because your life is better. Your life
Exactly.
is important. You can't stay in such, and then the imams will just preach it and make it look like if you stay there and die, you are going to Jannah Street. That's a lie.
Yes. True.
Yes.
And why people have to take all that nonsense thinking that they're going to go to Jannah, I don't even know. When you can just say no to all that nonsense, you know? Turu. Thank you so much, sis. I really appreciate it. Do you want to attend to the children and come back if you want?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank
Okay,
you.
come back.
Sister Zaina, I have a sister here. She's good. Sister Zaina, if you can come and say something, I
All
will be
right, I
so
see her. Yeah, I'll
yes.
take her. Awesome.
Thank
I'll
you.
accept her.
Okay, bye.
Right. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you. Keep liking and sharing the video, guys. Keep liking and sharing the video. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum.
Hello, wa alaikum salam.
Oh, okay. So what Rizko was saying, I just wanted to add just a little bit to it because I saw somebody commented, not all men. So basically, when we talk, we're not referring to just only the men because there are some women too that go through the same thing, maltreating men, but mostly it's the majority that counts here because you men are not telling us what your problems are, and we cannot solve your problems if you're not telling us what the problem is. But mostly is this woman who are speaking up, so they are getting the solution. So if you men out there want solution to your problems, speak up to
Exactly.
somebody, speak up, because if you don't speak up about it, nobody's gonna help you. And
Exactly.
we're not magicians. We cannot just look at you and know what your problem is. You know,
Exactly.
when it comes to violence, and when it comes to maltreatment, when it comes to psychological, emotional abuse, it goes both ways. But the men are not speaking about it. So how can we help the men if they're not speaking about something they are going through? It's we the women, even some women don't even speak about it, but mostly women speak about their abuse. So we can't help if we don't know what the problem is, if I'm making sense. So, you know, I grew up in Africa before I traveled, and I always tell people I'm tapping the screen, but it's not even working. I don't know why they froze your screen so nobody can tap. Like I'm doing it, but it's not even working. But
Okay, don't worry. Thank you.
as I was
Mhm.
saying, guys, you know, we all learn things about Islam differently because I don't know what part of the world you are right now, but I grew up in Ghana and I transitioned into the United States. And I tell people that United States made me a better Muslim than I was back home. And people are like, why is that? Because back home you go to the madrasa, you do the Arabic teachings, you do all of that. And the other day I was talking to Sister Riska and other sisters, and I was telling them, back home we used to learn everything. There are du'as, hadiths, and things that they teach us. And they never told us that when you read this dua, it will do this for you, or when you when you practice this, it will do that for you. All they wanted us to do is memorize the Quran, memorize this hadith, memorize this duas. Like all everything they're doing for us is just memorizing, and we just memorizing stuff, and we don't even know the benefit of what we are memorizing,
Mm-hmm.
which is difficult. So let's put it this way. I don't know what language you speak, but I can see maybe you Senegalese, right?
Yes, and Gambian. I'm
Okay.
both. Mhm.
You're Gambian. Okay.
I'm
So
both
let's say
Senegalese and Gambian because my dad
you
is
have
Senegalese.
we have this our local languages that we speak, right? We go to Arabic school. They're trying to teach us to learn more about the deen and become better Muslims, right? And
Mm-hmm.
now you're only teaching us in Arabic, but you're not even explaining what you're teaching us in our local language.
Oh, she went off.
Maybe because I take you. I'll take you out until she finishes them.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Hello, sis. Hello. I'm following her now even. I don't know what happened. I can't hear her again. Come back, sis. It went off the moment I accept. All right, I'm taking you back. The moment I accept Rika, that's when you went off.
Hello? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
it went off when I accept Rika. I don't know if that's why.
Okay, Brother Usman said something because I like to, read people's comments because sometimes you don't get to the comments and people think like you ignoring their comments.
Mm-hmm.
And a sister was asking, "What are you saying? What are you saying is a fact?" And Brother Usman said, "When I'm saying is not all men. I myself have been married for 22 years and never have problems. MashaAllah, tabarakallah, that you never had any problems. But brother, a lot of people go through a lot that
Sis, can't
I
you
don't know
take
what
up
happened.
to can't you take up to
Take two,
three people?
the moment I take two, one will go up. I don't know what happened.
I think you have to send a request from TikTok because you can take up to three people.
I know. I normally do that, but I don't know what happened today. Oh my god. Anyway, let me just
Oh,
continue with her. When she's finished, then I'll take it again.
yes,
Sorry.
yes, 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 yes.
Mhm. Sorry, sis. You might have to send your request again because it's doing the same again. Sorry. Send your request again. And for sis, don't worry, about this man that's saying that for him he's not the same. A lot of them do that to me, especially men from my country. They always tell me not all men, not all men. And nobody said it's all men. Even if I say all it's all men, if they know that they're not included, they shouldn't be bothered. But they just want debate. And this is not joke. This is our issue. Us, we are dying from it. Gambia from Senegal women, the women they always going to juju. They use juju for the
I'll
man
come
to
to
behave.
that.
And that's
I
not
will
gonna
come
make
to
the man to
that.
behave.
Sister Ami, I will come to that. I'm transitioning all the way down because when you trying to talk to people, you don't just like, go, you need to give them explanation and you transition down to the point that you're trying to make. But if you just put the point across, some people will take what they want to take and they don't even understand what is going on.
Yes, you just leave them and continue doing your talk. Because sometimes they
Exactly.
challenge you and argue with you and waste your time.
Yes. So you
Mhm.
see, abuse goes both ways and both forms. And when it comes to teachings of Islam in Africa, it's really, really difficult and hard. Yes, we
Mhm.
know Islam was written in Arabic, like the Quran was written in Arabic and we have to read the Quran in Arabic. But sometimes the teachers that teaches us that we are back home, they need to let us understand what the teachings of Islam is saying. But some people can explain it the way that suits their life. Yesterday I was debating about this somewhere else, some life somewhere else on TikTok.
Mhm.
And I was talking like the same way like Sister Riska just said, "Oh, I have a sister here and she has knowledge about that." That was the same thing that the person did. He was like, "Oh, can you please invite this lady and let her talk cuz she has a lot of knowledge." Because when I came to America, I started reading. So I wanted to know more because part of my life I went to church for like 3 to 4 years. So I know a lot about Christianity and I know a lot about Islam. So now when I come out and I want to talk, I can put my point across. I can challenge you. I can tell you, hey, if I'm talking to a Christian, I can challenge you in a Christianity perspective. And if I'm talking to a Muslim, I can challenge you in Islam too, because I did my research. I did my
Awesome.
research. And when you're trying to teach people, you teach people the right thing, you teach them the right way. Because if we have scholars in our home countries and they can write books explaining the Quran, explaining hadith, and explaining all these things, and it can be read to our older generation for them to understand the religion better, it would change a lot for us. Because when you want to start change, you have to start where you were from. You don't just start change just because you want change. If you don't start change from the root, you cannot get change.
That's true.
Because because When you talk about Islamic teachings, I read the Quran in Arabic and I do not know what the Quran is telling me. All I know is I'm just reading, right? But I do not know the meaning. Because the other day we were talking about Salah in our group chat with Sister Riska and all the other sisters. And there was this dua about before you start praying, Allahumma dawatil tama wa salatul kahima ati wasila wal fadira.
Mashallah, I don't even know what that is.
Okay. So that is the problem. So this sister came and she was like, "Oh, how do you do your salah? What is the opening dua you say when you start your salah?" Then everybody went mute. When she started saying the dua, almost like six to seven sisters are all reciting the dua together. Then she
Oh,
goes, "What? You all know the dua?" And I was like, "Yeah, because in Africa, you memorize everything. Dua, hadith, everything. You memorize it. But they never told us what it does. Now you walk in with something that you have knowledge of, but you don't even know the benefit of it. That is the
exactly.
problem.
But yes, but can I just say one thing there and then you continue? I love, the way you're talking about this. When you say that a lot of women, a lot of us don't know, the meaning of the Quran and our rights. What's the most annoying part and the most insane part about that is that a lot of women also do go to Quran school. They're not even like me. Like they like I was explaining earlier on how I have a really bad experience of Quran school, me and my sisters growing up, which is why we couldn't even learn Quran. But a lot of people have a good opportunity and they do know Quran. But the thing is, because a lot of them either have a bad husband like the ones that I'm talking about, or they just not allowed to tell us the reality and save our lives. Those are the ones that should have a voice like me and other people that are like me in the community. Those
Hmm.
are the ones that should come out and talk and tell the truth to these men that are ruining our life. But they don't do it. Because
So
my community, Gambia and Senegal, when you tell the truth, even not long ago in a TV show, this guy that is here that he sent me request before. He's from my country. I don't know if he still want to come up. You might see him later.
okay.
He was in a TV show. He's also a sheikh or something. He's very like knowledgeable with the Quran and he's very fair.
Hmm.
I love how he think with the Quran. He was talking and one of the lady was telling him that the way you talk, you're gonna make every marriage break. You're gonna make every home break. But he's like, but these things I'm saying is in the Quran.
You see, that is our problem. Addressing an issue in our culture is a problem. But because we've traveled outside, now we know some things that you better off telling the truth than, sugarcoating the truth and making it look good.
Mhm.
And that is our problem in Africa in a whole. It doesn't matter where you're from in Africa, it's the same behavior. We have the same characteristics. We like our mentality is just the same.
I don't know why we do that, and it's so annoying. That's why I have enough. That's why over the years I
But do you
switched
know where the
my video.
problem lies? Do you know where the problem lies when it comes to us Africans? Is the Muslim community, is the Islamic community. They use culture and a little bit of the Quran and just go around it. They don't hit the nail right in the center. So we face the problem. They just go around the problem, add a little bit of culture and add a little bit of Quran and just make it look good.
True. That's what they always do. And when you're not like that, they call you name, they call you rude,
It
I
doesn't
give you
matter.
name,
Let me
and they
tell
call
you
you mad.
something. My mom told me something. I will better off have my daughter home than me bury my daughter because of marriage. I didn't understand what my mom said until I came to the US. Because this is my second marriage. So I have experience. So when I say I'm not that old, but I have my own experience in life.
Mhm.
You understand? And I tell people, if I hadn't given birth to my first son, I wouldn't be where I am today with
Mashallah.
wanting to learn, having the edge to be a better person, because I didn't want to raise my child to become the product of what I was.
Not good. Mm-hmm.
You understand? So it pushed me to learn. It pushed me to become a better person. And being that, I had a friend that always told me, Zaina, anytime I dream about you, I dream seeing you talking to people, but I don't know how, when it's gonna happen. But that's all I see you do. I see you, like, motivating people. And when I found these sisters on TikTok, I realized that what this girl told me, and this is a Christian. She's not a Muslim. This is a Christian. That's why I want to put a point across. This is a Christian, but she's very, very, like, into her Christianity. But she said, Zaina, anytime I see you standing on the pulpit. But I don't know. But you were educating people, you were talking to people. So I realized that I wanted to start something on TikTok, but I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm scared because a lot of people are gonna get hurt, and a lot of people are gonna be seen for what they are. Because I grew up in a very Islamic family, because most of my fathers, my uncles, both mother side and father side, they are sheikhs. Like, and some of them don't go with the truth. They go around it. So what I'm saying, I have experienced it firsthand. So I know what a lot of people go through. Even with my first marriage, right? I did hit the 2 times because they wanted to keep me in that marriage. They wanted to keep me in that abuse. Oh, the Quran says you cannot just leave the marriage just like that. You have to stay there. So we know you're not pregnant. So we know there is nothing happening in the marriage. Blah, blah, blah.
Nobody said all the men. Sorry. Usman. My brother, his name is Usman. I only have one brother, and his name is Usman. Brother, nobody is saying that all men are the same. Brother, do you hear this whole video that we are talking? Do you hear us saying that all men are the same? Do you hear me saying all men are the same? But you know what I'm talking about, that is in the community rampant. The so-called good men like you know it's not many. The so-called good men that are not abusing the woman. If you are honest, you're good. That's good. You must be honest. The two come together, good and honest.
Thank you so much. Thank
You
you so
know
much.
that it's not many. It's not many like you in the community. If you're good, then you know it's not many like you. So why you, if
Sister
you're good,
Ami, Sister
why you
Ami, just
busy telling us it's
Sister Ami,
arguing
just
with
leave
us?
him alone. Just leave
Ah,
him alone. Just leave him alone for now. Just leave him
mhm.
alone, because I can see a lot of people have interest in what we are talking about. So let's just talk about it, and because there are more people that want to come on, and you can't take a lot of people. So let's put the point across. Let the next person come on and talk. Let's just
Okay.
educate people. Pay
Liking
no,
the video, guys.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Guys, can you please tap the screen, share the live?
Mhm.
Maybe there is somebody out there that is going through this and they want to learn. So can you share and keep tapping the screen? If you cannot say anything, just type FYP so it can go off on the off FYP so other people can see it and they can come on, because you don't know where the education would lead somebody. Maybe somebody needs help, and through this the person can, redeem themselves.
Mhm.
So share
Thank
the live, tap the screen. So as I was saying, Sister Ami, so
you.
it's
Mhm.
like, when it comes to, like, when you're going through your own physical, emotional, psychological abuse in
Mm.
marriage, especially when you come from a home where the Quran and these people are public speakers that educate people, that train people, they just want you to suffer in pain because they feel like
Exactly. Suffering you the hell, and people when they're talking, people are attacking them. Not all, not all. Nobody say it's all. Everyone knows that people cannot all be bad. Even 2 year olds know that. Ugh, this is so annoying. Hello,
so
sis.
it's
Your
like
video.
it's crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, somebody was calling me. I don't even know who was that. But it's
All right.
crazy, like, especially like, especially, you know, where the problem lies is where the polygamy is. And that's something people don't want to talk about it. All this, most of the men are like, it's sunnah, it's sunnah. No, the sunnah comes with precaution. Did you go with the
Exactly.
precautions? No, you did not. You did not. So
I
it's,
know, right? They know it. They
somebody's
just do
asking
it.
what's the topic.
We're just talking about relationship, all kind of relationship. But right now we're talking
I
about
think
love
the sheikh wants to
and
come.
marriage.
Can you get the sheikh? I will come back later. I'm still on. Can you get the
Okay.
sheikh? Let him talk. Then we'll just go around. Keep talking and going around. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I'll get him now. Thank you, sweetheart. I love this there. He's from my country, but he's not like a lot of men from my country. He's very honest.
Assalamu alaikum
Hello,
wa
brother.
barakatuh.
Hello.
Fu mu ne nag moom fa ñoo bàyyi suñu làkk wi te dem làkk tubaab tey.
Yes, today we are speaking English. Brother Usman, yow soo gisee ma ne la yaa ngi attaqué
I'm
nii because yow yaa ngi nekk di wax rek not all men yaa ngi ko nekk di wax di waxaat.
bàyyil Ousmane nga ñu wax rek Ousmane ni nga waxee lay waxee xalaatam ba ko.
déedéet man nekkuma façon ngi lifin yooyu de man moom léegi tey I don't know bëgguma koo miir de suma turi brother la xamee but this is serious brother Usman ñun jigéen lañ te dañ dund lii xam mbokk yu koy dund xam mag yu koy dund xam rakk yu koy dund this is serious te yaa ko tey ngir yàlla jéggalal nit ñi okay continue please Sia.
I'm very happy to be here.
You're welcome.
And I was listening since you start. I was the fourth person to join the live.
Oh, thank you.
I heard my sister Rizqa and the woman who was just here a while ago with her personal experience from Ghana in the US and her second marriage. I have listened to her very well. I just want to single out a very important point. We all imported religion from the Arabs. And some people, when they were bringing religion to us, they bring their religion together with their society, with their culture. Sorry, they bring us religion with their culture. That's why here in Africa, we have different sects in Islam, but if you see the Tijans, they have their own way of dressings. You see the Izala, they have their own way of dressings. You see the traditional Muslims, they have their own way of dressings. And every one of them will challenge the order, abusing them, telling them that this was not the way the Prophet dressed. Dress didn't have a style, but it has principles. As a man, let it be from your stomach down to your knee. Then however you cover it, either believe, justness, and other things, it's okay. Just cover the part Allah asks you to cover, but not the way you dress. That's your choice. You know? So, and from there, God gives women's right and also gives men their right. So men were the one who understand religion. If you understand religion and you are not honest, I can tell you my right as a man and deny you knowing your rights as a woman, so I can abuse you.
Exactly. And that's what they do all the time. Lord,
and if you don't know where your right starts, where your right stops, what is the right of your husband to you, you have a problem.
Yes.
And if you have a problem, for them to seduce you, to take advantage of you, they will just say it's from the Quran, but never they will give you the verse to verify if it is true or not. They will tell you it's a sunnah. Yes, it's sunnah. But where was it from the sunnah? Is it from Bukhari, Muslim, or Imam Ahmad? No, they won't allow you to verify. They will just say to you, are you challenging me? Are you saying to me that I am lying? Then you get intimidated and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab, is one of the greatest human being ever to grace this earth, not only in Islam. He won't take a degree and saying that let's limit the bride price of all the ladies in Islam because the bride price money is getting higher. All the Muslims say yes, because Omar says so. Zainab ibn Rasulullah, the daughter of the Prophet, stand against Omar and say to him, you know what, Omar, take your limit and stay in your own lane.
Exactly.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never reveals in the Quran out of the 6,666 verse that bride price of a woman should be limited. The Prophet never says so. Abu Bakr never says so. Who are you to say we should limit it? Omar said, I am sorry, Muslim. Zainab is right. We shouldn't limit it. So imagine if Zainab was not there.
Exactly.
Then by now, we will bring bride price of a lady to a limit.
Exactly.
Omar is a great man. I love him. I wish to be like him. But he is not the Prophet. He was not sent to us. He is one of us as a Muslim. Though I believe he is way better than me in so many things, that's what I believe, but believing that doesn't warrant him to be a prophet, or we should listen to him. It is true we can follow his advice if we wish to, but we were not forced or commanded to listen to Omar. He was commanded as us to listen to the Prophet. The Prophet was in the limit of Allah.
And
So
women are very powerful and expensive.
If any woman in any corner of the world has been abused or living abuse from his husband, from her husband, from her parents, let us not call that abuse in the name of this beautiful religion called Islam. No, we cannot. Rizka, let me tell you this. In the days of ignorance, the Arabs minimize women. They call women a deity because every month they used to see their menstrual period. They are dead. And some of them say, no, after giving birth, they also dirty. Some say women love to moan when having sex. They are so lousy. They shouldn't live in the middle of the people. They should live outside. Some say they're too weak. Because they were abusing women, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent over Muhammad and said to him, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. I am sending you down, not for anything, but to be mercy to them. You know what was that mercy? Every man should respect his mother 3 times than the father.
Oh, yeah. That's why they say that.
All women deserve to be protected, deserve to be shown the right way. Remember, if women were not important in this beautiful religion called Islam, Muhammad wouldn't say, learn the half of your deen from this small lady, referring to Sayyidatuna Aisha radiyallahu anha. If women were not important, why would the Prophet demand us to verify our religion from Aisha? If women were not important, why would Allah kill Muhammad's mother, Amina, Muhammad's father, Abdullah, his uncle, Abdul Muttalib, and Abi Talib? He kills them all, but leave him with one lady called Sayyidatuna Khadija. Khadija was enough as a lady to be her advisor. She used to advise the Prophet. Khadija was enough as a lady to be her assistant, to be her supporter, to believe him when no one does. All the men were there with their smart, with their braveness. They never accepted the Islam. But Khadija said, yes, Muhammadul Amin, you cannot be a liar because of your personality, your dignity and integrity. I believe in you. Where were the men? Where were Abu Bakr? Where were Omar, Ali? And remember, Ali is the cousin of the Prophet, and Muhammad raised Ali in his own house. When Muhammad said to Ali,
can I just say something there and you continue, please? And what
Yes, you can.
you have to say to a lot of men who don't have no respect for single women, you know, with children, like single mothers or just women who have children out of wedlock or whatever, subhanallah. But they just always just against those women and look them down and insult them. When Khadija sallallahu alaihi wasallam find her and she was even older than him and she have two children according to the story, and he took them and she looked after him and he looked after her too. Because of her, the deen is here. He encouraged him to be who he is. And then the same Muslim men from there belittling women, like, you know, women that, you know, that are single mother and stuff, especially the ones who don't have money like Khadija. Why? What you gonna say to men like that?
I struggle to understand exactly what you mean, but I can give you an answer that will cover your question. And that answer is, Allah said to Nabiullah Musa, never concentrate on the deficiencies of human being as far as you are not clean. And never you will be clean as far as you are human being, because you are bound to mistake. So, if you are a good human being, you have higher responsibility and greater task in the society than those who are not good. You, the good ones, should forgive. You should enlighten people. You should encourage them. You should support them. You should teach them. You should forgive them. You should allow them the patience to be a better person because you are good. If you are not good, that's what you deserve. So never in any good society, in any society that understands Islam and its beautiful teachings, you will find them abuse anybody, not even talking of a lady. Come on, let's go to the text of Islam, how Allah take care of zina, fornication. If I was having sex with you, Amijo, and Ibu come and meet us in the room, if Ibu goes out and say we were having sex, Islam will beat Ibu. Because there should be 4 witnesses. So Islam was teaching us to mind our business. Islam was teaching us to cover each other, not to cover bad. No, I don't even want to say that. But I am saying very clear texts from the teachings of Fiqhul Islamiyah. That is the Sharia law. You find man and woman committing fornication, you don't have the right to call 3 people to make it 4 witnesses. Just stand there or you go your way. If you are 4 in numbers and they see the sex of the man going in and out at the same time and they didn't call themselves and they didn't call each other, that's what we term as zina, and then you go for execution. If you're both married, you go for beating if you're not. What was Allah teaching us? And remember, sinnatun wala nawmun lahu. Allah sees everything. Alimun bisati sudur. He knows what we are feeling inside our heart. He hears without ears. He sees without eyes. But with all those things, Allah say, do not call someone has commit fornication unless you are 4 in numbers. And you see that the man is fucking the lady, but you have no right to say it. That's how Islam teaches us. Islam teaches us to be purely gentlemen or ladies. Islam teaches us to ignore things, to forgive things, and to love each other. The secret of Islam is 3 things: forgiving, love, and compassionate. This is Islam. If you pray 5 times a day, you don't have compassion towards anybody, believe me, you don't know or you don't have the benefits of Islam. This man say, I don't understand you, sir. What I am saying is, if a man and a woman who are not married are having sex, Islam didn't allow anybody to say it unless the witnesses are 4 in numbers. Even the witnesses are 3 in numbers, they all witness that they were having sex. Islam will discipline the 3 people because they are not honest. They should mind their business. They are not 4 in numbers. Even they were having the act, Even there are two in numbers, all of them see it. Islam say no. I don't term this as fornication to the society. It is now between I, Allah, and them. So mind your business. But here in Africa, you can hug a man, you go home, and the Imam will say you will go to hell. You shouldn't greet a man, you hug him. You are a woman of fornication, you are not good. The society will isolate you. They will give you all sort of names. And I say a while ago that two people seeing you having sex, they didn't want them to say that you are a woman of a fornication, you committing fornication. You shouldn't do that.
You know, Sia, I want you to talk about this other thing, that you were saying in that program, that TV program.
I mean, please take this woman because this is Islam. He said he wanted to pick him. He asked me question. Please do that so I can clarify to him or her and we move on. Because maybe it's not right. It's not clear to him.
I'll try to take that person, but I want you to say this first. You know, when you were in that program, that TV program, and one of the lady was telling you that what you are saying.
At Dakar Buzz.
Something like that. I can't remember which one it is because you always in different television. I mean, and one of the lady was telling you that that this thing you are saying, you're gonna break a lot of marriages simply because you were telling the truth that is not happening in our community and it's in the Quran. So you were saying that even when you have $1 and your wife and your mother need it, the Quran Allah tell you to give it to your wife, not your mother.
Yes, because here in our society, in our Senegambian society, we deny women their rights and privileges in the name of Islam, and that's not true. I never learned any verse in the Holy Quran that a man should take care of anybody other than his wife or wives and children. Allah says, believe in Allah, follow the Prophet, and be a good child to your parents. Wabil walidaini ihsanan. Be a good child to your parents. I read also in the Quran, Allah said, take care of your wife. Now, I have only $1. My mother who gave me birth is very hungry. My wife, whom I am taking to take care of her, is hungry. I should feed only one. I don't say if you feel more love to your mom. I say in the text of Islam, feed your wife. Because you take the responsibility to marry her. Allah say to you, you should feed her. You should take care of her health insurance. You should give her shelter. And if a good mother who understands Islam is honest, no
let me say something there and you can continue. You can mute yourself if you're talking to those people. I'm not asking him this because I am against men who support their mothers when they are married. No, I love it. I would not, if I was, my phone is not charged. If I was a man, I would not watch my mom die and I'm just feeding my wife. That's not what I'm talking about. But in the Muslim community, especially Gambia and Senegal community, lot of people prioritize their parents more than they
let me add this to you. Let me add this to you and say it out loud to the world that in our society, if you are married by Ami's brother, we call Ami as your husband. You should serve her. You should take care of her house. You should rush after her. You will never return words to Ami, even if she is wrong. That's what we call Nyeke. It's not in Islam. It was in our culture, but not in our beautiful religion.
Yes. And a lot of women are suffering from that.
I have a wife, but she's my wife. I don't allow those things to her. And we need We need to clarify our beautiful religion without fear and favor, so that people outside Islam can understand how beautiful Islam is.
Exactly.
A brother having a
But
wife
people
doesn't
don't want
warrant the
people to do
sisters
that because
to take advantage of her. That's abusing lady in the name of marriage and Islam. Oh God, that's not Islam.
exactly. Yes, keep talking, sir. Keep going.
So all I want to say is Ar-rijalu qawamuna ala nisa is a clear verse from the Quran. I understand that. You know,
Mhm.
are you hearing me? Are you hearing me, Ami?
Yes, I'm hearing
Are
you.
you hearing me?
Yes.
It is very clear. It is very clear to all.
This
It is
person
very
saying that
clear
they
to
will
all
give
of
it to
us.
their mother. Listen, this person saying that if it's them, they will give it to their mother. They're pretending that they love their mother. That's not you loving your mother.
That's why
That's
I
you
am saying
denying
no.
Allah.
Listen, Ami.
I
That's
think it's
why,
Allah who said
Ami,
that. I
Ami,
think it's Allah who said
Ami,
that. So you don't
Ami.
respect Allah then.
No,
You're
Ami,
just
Ami. Let
using
me help
Allah
you
to
out here.
abuse women, but you don't respect Allah.
No. Let me help you out here. There are some people. If Allah said go to pray, they will not pray. It's their choice. If you also feel that you will not do what Allah say, you will do what you want to do because it's your money, it's your mom. That's you. We're not talking about what you want to do with your own money. We're talking about what Allah says we should do.
Exactly.
So that's it.
Because they will never love and respect their wife like they should. That's why they'll be angry when you tell them to do that. They'll be like, never, I'll never do that. Even though they will never be in that situation, but they're still gonna say that I'll never do that, thinking that they're good. That doesn't make you good. That means you don't respect Allah. You're using Allah to abuse women, but you don't care about Allah because it's Allah who said it, not people. Anyway, yeah, I love it that you made that clear, Sarah, because a lot of men in my community.
So some Muslims are here. They know that we should pray, but they don't pray. That's them. So if you say you will give it to your mom, it's your money. We don't say you shouldn't. We said Allah said this.
True.
So what Allah says, that's what we are saying here. So our ladies here in my own society, because I cannot say a community or society I never live in, have been abused for centuries in the name of the beautiful religion Islam. And never any scholar on earth will give you a hadith where the prophet abused his wife. Never. They cannot bring that.
Exactly.
Good
And
evening,
also,
sir. Good evening, sir.
Evening.
My husband, good evening. I'm sorry, I'm a Nigerian, but I'm married to a Gambia. So I already, I'm now a Muslim through my husband. I will be life for that. But there's something I want to ask because always I see so many Gambians in my city. They do that. I want to ask: is it right for a man, a Muslim man precisely, to be married to a wife and also be fornicating with another woman? Not only one, maybe different women. Is that right in the
Like
Quran?
having girlfriends.
Yes, having girlfriend
It's
when
not
you have a
right.
wife.
It's not right. They're just evil. That's why they do it. I talk
So I
about
want
them
to ask
all the
because you know
time.
what? And please, my husband, I'm always in your program. Please, if you have an English Quran, please, message me instantly. I need the English Quran. I want to learn this Quran by fire, by force.
Okay.
I want to know the Quran in and out, just like as I know the Bible.
I'll get
I
you
know
one.
the
Where do
Quran
you
and the
live?
Bible
What
is almost the
country
same.
what country do you
I'm in
live? I'll
Italy.
get
I'm
you
in
one.
Italy. I'm in Italy. My
Message
Muslim name
me.
is
Let me
Fatima.
follow
My
you.
Muslim
Message
name is
me.
Fatima.
Message me. I'll follow
I'll
you
message
now.
you instantly. I'll message you
my
instantly.
sister,
So
my
I
sister,
want
my
to be
sister, how are
aware.
you?
I'm fine. Eurara,
You said
Eurara.
you have a
Eurara
question for me.
Bengali.
If the question is just, is it what you just asked?
Yes.
In the teachings of our Islam, if a man is married and have one fornication with his common senses, he should be executed because that can trauma a woman. that can make a
Okay, then
woman
I
never
want
to
to ask,
believe
and
anybody.
different men, they will put Muslim, they will use, in my language, they say they will tie wrapper and put ukoki in their head. They will put Muslim in their head while they are still fornicating when they have a wife at home.
Very
They will
bad.
say, I'm a Muslim man, I can have more than one wife. If you want to marry, to my understanding as a Muslim, a few time Muslim, let me say so, is that when you want to get married, it's an agreement between your wife. You tell your wife you want to get married to a second wife, isn't it? You tell your wife to get married to a second wife, you bring the wife home. But not
What did you
you.
say? I beg your pardon?
I say it to my own understanding as a few time Muslim, when your husband wants to get married, we just call you, like me, Fatima, I want to get married to a second wife. I won't say no because my husband is a Muslim. My husband will get married and bring the wife. Not my husband leaving me at home to go and meet somebody else outside. Why I'm saying this is that there are so many of my husband, I will say so, because Gambian men, Senegal men in my city here, they have their wife in Africa. They are here. They also have girlfriend.
All the
What
time.
is that for?
Even if the wife was here, even here in Edinburgh, the married men, they always after me. It's just me. I'm not gonna allow that. If not, I was dating them all the time. If not, they are like that. Oh, they
Brother,
are
you understand me?
very bad.
You understand my question now?
Yes, I understand you, but I'm just trying to point out this, and it's very important. And I
It's
am
very,
saying
very
it from the
important.
words of Allah, from the Quran and Hadith,
Yes,
that
and so many of them
no
have baby
married man.
mama here. Their wife is not aware in Africa. So many of
Let,
them
let,
have baby
let,
mama
let
here
me
in
make this
Germany,
point clear.
in France.
Let me make this point clear so you can understand. What I am trying to say is there is no text in the Quran that allows man to date, to fornicate if you are married. No. If you are married and have the ability, emotionally, financially, physically, morally, to have different wives, you can have them, but it has right procedure that you have to go with it. If
Okay.
you are not married, you have your girlfriend, you can have your girlfriend, but it should have a limit.
Okay.
If you have
Girlfriend,
time with your girlfriend,
I thought
you commit a sin,
Fran don't
you
have
should be
girlfriend.
beaten, but you cannot be executed. But any married man, either your wife is in Singapore, you are in United States, your wife in the Gambia, you are in Dakar, it doesn't matter. The fact that you have tied the knot, someone is your wife, you shouldn't commit fornication if you are with your senses. Whenever you do it, you are not drunk, you are not forced to do it, you were with your senses. In Islamic teachings, you should be executed.
Okay,
Exactly.
Zaram. Okay.
It's haram. It's haram for
It is.
everybody. Be
Yeah.
Senegal, Gambian, it's haram.
Assalamu alaikum.
Call yourself a Muslim. Malaikum
Walaikum salam.
salam.
Sister, I greet you. The sister from Nigeria and sister Ami Yasser. I
Hello,
greet you.
brother.
Yes.
Welcome.
Good evening,
Salam Tampa, how
my
are you?
husband.
I'm fine, thank you. Alhamdulillah. Uh, the program is so nice, interesting. What I want to
Very
contribute
good.
is that I don't have much to say because the sex is clearing a lot of points which are very important for people to understand.
Yes.
And what I want to say is that, like, many of the negative stereotypes around women in Islam arise not from Islamic guidance, but from cultural practice, which not only denying women from their right and experience of women, but also stand in direct opposition of Islamic teachings. This is what people need to understand. Islam and culture is two different things. If your culture is against or your culture contradict Islam, let the culture go. And what the sister is asking about, like, can a man get married and be fornicating, not fornication, but adultery? And in Islam, like the sex already quoted, it is haram, haram, haram to be married and to be committing adultery around. In the Quran, Allah told us that, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا zina. do not go close to zina, I mean adultery, because it's filthy and dirty. So there's no point any Muslim man or woman will go around committing adultery and says that or thinks that he has a right to do so. Maybe it's because the level of your iman, your faith, and the fear of in your heart is too weak. You understand? So when some people, it doesn't matter being a Muslim, Christian, or any other religion, committing adultery is not based on Islamic or other religions perspective,
But in
but
mind,
I think it's a choice. It is
it's
a
a choice.
choice
Yes,
that
it's a
people
choice.
make.
Yes,
You
the choice
understand?
they make.
And you talk about something like marrying more than one wife. I think at the beginning of the program, marrying more than one wife also is not compulsory on anyone.
Yes, it's a
People have
choice.
to understand it because there is responsibilities behind this. Can you feel the responsibility? Can you be just between your wives? Can you fulfill their rights, the accommodation, how to take care of them? And when you come to respecting women in society, every man should respect his or her mom or wife. And the Prophet ﷺ said, the best among you are those that are best to their wives, because he is the best to his wives. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You understand? So, and when you come in Islamic perspective, in really Islamic way of life in marriage, if we follow the Sunnah of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, a lot of marriage are breaking nowadays. They are taking a lot of divorces will not take place. You understand? Because people lack understanding. The basic knowledge of marriage in Islam, people lack it. People are not following the right. Some people, when they are getting married, all what they are looking for is the beauty of the lady, the physical appearance, or the intimacy after getting married. But the responsibility behind, they are not ready to take responsibilities. And like the Sheikh already quote in a Quran verse, Allah said, "Ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'ala an-nisa'i." The men are the protectors of the women. In this sense, the protecting sense, it means that the responsibilities, we have to take responsibilities of our women. We have to be there for them. It's not to abuse them. And being a woman doesn't mean that you are weak. Being a woman doesn't mean that you are less important. Yes, I agree, and I agree again. There are some men in our societies, like they make women feel like they are less important. Islam didn't teach us that. Islam values women. So if there is a man who is maltreating a woman and hide behind Islam, then we have to tell this person to go and make some research or to go and ask people with the knowledge. You understand? So it's high time people differentiate between Islam and culture. Because in Islam, the first woman who embraced Islam is Na Khadija, radiallahu anha. And the greatest scholar in Islam is Na Aisha. The person who loved the Prophet the most is Na Fatima. So these women are a great pillar in Islam. They are well respected. And I saw one brother who said that if he has a $1 and he is more than needed and the wife needed, he will give it to mom. In this point, you have to look deeply, because if your wife needs the dollar more than your mom, then your wife is qualified to have it more than your mom. You understand? It doesn't mean that it is my mom. People didn't know how to draw the line between their parents and their spouse. And this is bringing a lot of problems, a lot of marriages. Okay, I love my mom more than my wife. If I saw some people that are asking, who do you love most, your wife or your mom, I consider you are stupid. I'm sorry for the language. Because in this sense, there is two different type of love. The love you have for your mom is absolutely different from the love you have for your wife. This is what people need to understand. And every good mother would like to see his her granddaughter or daughter-in-law happy. Not to come into the marriage to be interfering between your son and his wife.
Exactly.
Would Allah advise us in the Quran to respect our mom. We should not even use F word to them. But our moms also, they have to know their limits, and we should know the limits between our parents and our spouse.
Exactly.
Family interference is becoming a lot of problems in some marriages. Some marriages are broke. Some people are divorced. They still love each other because of family interference. And the problem is that because most of the men didn't know their responsibility and their stand between their family and their wives. So if you are getting married, think about the responsibility. Be ready for the responsibilities ahead. Don't just think about the beauty of the lady, because one day that beauty will fade away. Don't look about the intimacy you are going to have with the lady during marriage. If this is your ultimate objective or your aim for getting married, then I'm sorry for you, my brother. So I'm sorry I talk a lot. So this is what I want to make the contribution. Yasek, forgive
Yes,
me if I misquote anything or I miss up anything. You can make the clarification, inshallah.
I am proud of you. All what you said, if a word was wrong, I will rectify. But you enlighten me and you even give me many opportunities to think about so many ayahs and hadiths. This is the beautiful of religion. I never heard of you. You never know me. But we are in the same lane because we are honest of what we are saying. This is Islam.
All right.
It was revealed to Muhammad to all of us. If what we are
All
saying
right,
is
all right.
clear, everybody will understand. If we are
Definitely.
hiding or trying to false the ayah, someone will catch us. So you're doing good, you're doing great. All you say is true. Alhamdulillah. May Allah give us the reward.
Thank you so much, guys. Keep liking and sharing. Thank you for all the gifts and everything. Can I say something? I love this topic so much. God bless you guys, you and Sarah, and all the sisters that are coming. God bless you all. All of these years, I've been screaming in my videos, crying with tears and everything, telling my community to stop abusing women. Are you guys hearing me clearly before I continue screaming? Are you guys hearing me clearly? Karatuti wa nga ñëw Karatuti please. Léegi yeah, so what happened is I want you to touch, I don't know either it's you or Sarah who is gonna touch on this, the fact that a lot of us Muslim women, especially us that are here abroad, it's hard for us to have a husband that can look after us, like financially, like the way Allah said, like pay the bills, pay the rent, or even buy the mortgage, give us clothes, earrings, even the lotion we apply have to be from his pocket, food, water, everything have to be from his pocket. It's hard for them to do that because abroad is harder, life is expensive. Why I did this is that some of them, it's not like they cannot afford it, but they're saving their money to buy a house in Africa and to marry a second wife and send them money. That's why they cannot afford it here. And that's the truth, and you know it. Anyway, so hence a lot of them cannot do it. Why do you think that they have the gut to call us names and bully us and not just they cannot do that? Some of us have to get even some benefit from government to look after you, even though you're married, or you go to work and look after yourself like you're single, do 50-50 or whatever, because we are in the Western world or whatever. But they have the gut to disrespect you, to even go and cheat, or just not be nice and kind and loyal to you and your children. And then they still have the gut to say, I am your husband. You have to worship me. You have to listen to me. Don't talk to me like that. Don't you know I'm your husband? What you think about such hopeless men? What you think about those type of men? Anybody?
No, let this sex speak.
Yeah, because comme maa ngi bàyyi xel li nga nekk di wax loo ne wax so li nga nekk di wax is opinion la loo xam ne dëgg la jigéen man suma xelaat nekkul ne ok da nga siya nit ki rek it should be like comme slave la moo nekk si yow because
can you please talk in English because other people will not know what you're saying. This video is English.
Okay, then man all of la muna la ka perfectly pour then suma xelaat si lu ma bëgg si all of la ko muna leeral.
That's fine. You can still talk in English. You're Gambian, aren't you?
Well, I'm Gambian la so come dama bëgg laaj
because I always put one topic. This video is English and people will not know what you're saying. They can't understand one.
Wow, waaw ok dan suma par dan yow mu nga lu ma nekk di laaj yow dan mu nga koo tekkil nit ñi si olof wala no I think wala this the same name with me and then si line bi because man si
mun
olof
ngaa
laa ko
wax olof rek you can speak mun
bankel
ngaa wax
daal
English rek you can speak English why you not speaking English.
yeah I can speak English yeah comme lu ma bëgg a laaj yow si olof laa ko mën a gën a wax perfectly dan si English pour yow
ok waaw mun nga koo
mi
laajte
ma bëgg a laajte
English
seex laa bëgg a laajte moom pour mu leeralal ma ko moo tax
waaw
ma waxee la ko noonu wow exactly waaw because seex moom dama ko yàgga di follow much daf dee wax so many things and lu interested te yow tam dama la di follow léegi ma mbalax la noonu rek boo xam naa ne li nga nekk di wax loolu is something right because comme ñaari nit yu yàlla boole ok dëgg la ku nekk xam na ne këri bàyyi neex na waaye sëy moo leen boole ngeen buggante ngeen sëy te yàlla tax pour ngeen am ay doom yoo xam ne pour ñu barke understand nga ok nekku ne suma da ngaa siya jigéen rek ok da nga ko war a jàpp comme slave because olof def ne koo ñee ko soo ñëwee ni doo ko defal dara understand nga lu mean ok takka nga jabar ok soo buggee seet moom lu moo am yow doo ko defal dara man suma xelaat bu ndaw bu ma yàlla jox gis naa ne comme loolu something loo xam ne right la koo takka mu bàyyi yaay ñu séyal la war nga ko toppatoo nu mu waree waaw soo ñëwee tam su yaay soxlee tamit foog naa ne tam yaay tam bu la jur mun ngaa defal sa yaay
da nga bëgg a laajte question bi rek because yaa ngi wax so doo mën a yàgg si wax olof bi ko programme is English
waaw loolu laa bëgg a loolu laa bëgg a laajte see comme tey sa yaay soxla na ko ok mu ngi si loo xam ne niid na pour yow nga jox sa yaay ok sa jabar dafa soxla moom ok suma xelaat suma gis suma jaar comme mun ngaa ay sa yaay nga jox sa jabar waaw bu sa yaay moo gën a ojen so sa jabar mun na laa muñal nga dimbale sa yaay wala nga bàyyi sa yaay nga jox sa jabar
waaw ok no problem dinaa ko wax si English and then you continue waaye man dinaa la tontu suma own way and then ngay tontu la okay what he's saying is that he said he come to ask the seer if the fact that the seer said that if you have £1 and your wife need it and your mother need it, you have to give it to your wife. That's how Quran describe it. He's asking if your wife needed more, if your mother needed more urgently and more desperately than your wife, can you still give it to your wife than the mother and leave the mother? I am going to answer him first myself before the Sheikh can answer him. What happened is, this community. Let me breathe before I have an answer. If this community is going to marry second, third, and fourth wife, no matter what, even if they cannot breathe and cannot feed and clothe and house the one wife, cannot even satisfy her in bed, cannot even smile with her genuinely, cannot even have peace with her, don't even know how to do that. But you can still jump and marry somebody else. Listen to me. If this community is going to jump and marry all these women, no matter what, majority of them, then how the hell this community, and they say because of Allah they're doing that, how the hell they questioning what Allah tell them that if you have $1 and your wife need it and your mother need it, you have to give it to your wife, not your mother. Why the hell they questioning that? When they're going to jump and do the fact that Allah said they should marry second wife, they're going to do it even though Allah tell them you only do it if you're feeding, clothing, housing this first wife and you are happy with her, satisfying her in bed and every time before you jump and marry somebody else. They still jump and marry somebody else and not doing any of this correctly. But now that Allah tell them, the same Allah, that give your wife the £1, not your mother, you're going to ask Allah and question Allah, why should I give it to my wife? Why can't I just give it to my mother? Anyway, if the wife and the mother have peace, like the mother behave and knows she's just a mother, she's not your wife, this wife is not a competition to her, is not married to her husband. It's just like her daughter, because her son is sleeping with her and she's everything to her son, which they should be. So she should look at her like her son. If the mother is like that herself with the woman, for the most part, the woman will also love her like her mother. So then when you give the woman the £1, the woman will not watch the mother die. She will give it to the mother. Let them answer you. Let me go to the toilet. Acha, waxal ak moom.
Che maa lay déglu.
Wow.
Say you there or the brother is there. Brother, answer him.
What you have, this brother was asking if he have only $1, his mother is in need of the dollar, and the wife is in need of the dollar, who would he give it to? Loolu mooy sa laaj.
Non dama ne comme like okay $1 la amee waa suma yaay daf ko soxla suma jabar daf ko soxla waa bu suma yaay bi moo gën a urgent dan bu suma jabar yi ñaar yi kan laa ko see jox.
His question is, he have $1, his mother is in need of the dollar, his wife also is in need of the dollar, but the need of his mother is more urgent than the wife's need. The question and the answer to this question depends on right and comprehensive. Your mother didn't have that right. It's your wife who have the right of you taking the responsibility of all her needs. It's her right. If your mother's urgency is nothing about to save her life, only needs, is your wife you should give it to. But if you should save a life, not even your mother, let's say your mother needed, if all needs are not emergency, and you have someone who is not your mother, not your father, not your relative, but he is leaving, he needs the emergency to save his life, don't give it to your mother, don't give it to your wife, give it to that person to save his life. It depends on what type of emergency, which is need to be very clear first.
Yeah.
And also, if your mom needs it, urgency, why not go and talk to your wife? Baby, you need this. I want to give it to you, but my mom also is in urgent need. What do we need to do? Consult her.
Exactly.
With the love she feel for you. Noppil yow do dem ci douche ba pare ñew naan exactly fa ngay noppi de fa ngay noppi. Yow moom waaw fay noppi de fay noppi du dem dikk ba pare dikk fi la naan exactly fa ngay noppi. So what you need to do is have a discussion with your wife that this $1 you need, our mother is also in need of it. The love your wife have for you, if she knows that in reality your mom needs it, not you will give it to your wife, your mother, but your wife will give it to your mother. So it's not a very complicated question, but the way you bring the question is like you are trying to say wife is very important. Let me ask you this question and see your reaction. My reaction is very sensitive.
Yeah.
So this is what I have for your question.
Thank you so much. Tanga so gisee ma raise question di laajte of course dégg la ñëpp yàlla daf ñu binda waa suñu xelaat du beena da du dégg ñi jàng nañ ñi jàngu ñi seen ñëpp seen gis-gis si jànga si diine bi is different. Am na ñoo xam ne dañ la dee réeral am na ñoo xam ne they come right to the point. Yaa ma understand because man dama la yàgga di toppa du tey yaa ma understand. I'm a Gambian like you. The Malay follow you see internet bi. Man feel abuga pour nga leral ma pour ma understand. Ah?
This video is English. When it's finished, I'm gonna end it soon and I'll talk in Wolof. Then you can talk in Wolof. But right now it's English. So you have to talk in
okay,
English.
No problem. Then say
man la mo waxal rek bay ko mu waxta dem ami dimbale ko munta wax English bu baax mang la dégg waxal te dem bu faale am ko sikk clé
ami it's so difficult. Wow, okay. Legi fu mu nekk nii man àdduna la dinañ gën a waxtaan bu baax a baax incha allah jërëjëf thank you so much for your sa li nga leeral nii thank you so much ami moom yow it jërëjëf thank you so much léegi-léegi moom
tooñ xam fa mën a tooñ fañ koy duma
You're
Waaw fa
welcome,
ko mën a
brother.
tooñ nag fa ko mën a léegi dama ko dee sonal you know waaw thank you so much jërëjëf yéen ñu ma fekk si
Thank
lim bi
you.
yal na la yàlla fay ñun ñëpp waaw ku ne loo
Amin,
bëgg rek
amin.
yéen a ko xam yéen nañ ko yàlla yéen nañ ko yàlla defal jërëjëf waay thank you so much
Thank you so much, Jerry. Thank you so much.
thank you yeah
Yeah, so why the fact that lot of men cannot practice what Allah tell them to do, and asking us to do what Allah tell us to do, and then see that they are in front of us because they are the man of the house, they are the head of the house. We have to learn from them or just follow them. As a Muslim woman, we have to follow them. They're the lead. When they're behind with what Allah tell them to do, why they cannot do what Allah tell them to do is the fact that they have a fear. A lot of them have trauma, especially African Muslims. A lot of them have childhood trauma, that the fact that they abuse them when they're young with the child beating and child abuse. So they're traumatized. So they have fear that when they do what Allah tell them, this woman will disrespect them. That is the main core, the source of this nightmare behavior of this community. And that's why they're afraid of women who knows their voice, women like me. They call us mad and aggressive. They know we're not aggressive. Someone like me, I'm like a baby, I'm not aggressive. But I don't take nonsense. Don't see me screaming like this. I'm not aggressive. But I don't take nonsense. I scream at my community like this because my community, I'm tired of what they're doing to us. That's why I scream like this. But why these men don't want to hear the truth about what's wrong with them is they're not ready to change. This is 21 million now. Everybody is changing. Everyone sees books, videos, everything about changing and about human rights and how to treat people, and especially people you love. They know that they cannot walk on fire. They know when they're crossing the road, they have to look at the car. They know what's right and wrong. They're not crazy. They're pretending like they are all of these evil ones. When I say they, I don't mean like all of, every Muslim man. No. I mean the ones that refuse to behave themselves. Why they don't want to do what Allah tell them? Even this little talk about the 1 pound. A lot of them is saying, I'm not going to give my wife the 1 pound. I'll give it to my mother. Pretending they love their mother. That doesn't mean they love their mother. That means they don't care about Allah. Because it's Allah who tell them. You see, but they want us to listen to Allah and then obey them. When they're not going to listen to Allah and obey us and do what Allah tell them to do for us.
Yeah, Sister Ami, what I want to say, this topic is a very sensitive topic, and what I will advise my fellow brothers is that your wife and your mom are two very important individuals in your lives, and unkind treatment of your wife can be punishable at the day of resurrection, in day of Qiyamah. And the same thing applies to your mom. Unkind treatment towards your parents, it can be punishable by Allah, and it is going to be a sin for you. So when something came up in your family, you have to look deeper before making any decision, especially when there is dispute between your wife and your parents. We have to respect our parents.
I know.
This is Islam. And but it doesn't mean when even mom is wrong, she is correct. Or when even in some cases, some people tend to love their mothers more than their wives. In
That's
some
what
cases,
they do in my community.
Which is very, very wrong. They have to
some
support their
people tend to love their wives more than their parents. It's both sides. If you love your wife or care about your wife more than your parents, you have to be careful how you treat your parents. If you care about your parents more than your wife, you have to be careful how you treat your wife. Because maltreating your wife, it is a sin. And maltreating your parents is a sin again. So what should you do? You as a husband and a son, you have to be just. Do
You
the
have to
right
use the
thing.
pen. Yes, brother.
Do the right thing, not because she's your mom. Your mom can be your way or your source to hellfire if she is directing you or advising you wrongly. And your wife also can be a reason for you to be punishable in the day of Qiyamah if she is making you do something wrong to your parents. So when I see a guy or someone asking who confess, my mom or my wife, the problem is that this is logically telling me that you don't have that correct or that bond between you and your wife. Because if I have that relationship between me and my wife as a husband and wife should have, when something rises up in the family issue, I have to discuss with my wife first. I will talk with my wife. My wife will even tell me that don't mind, give it to your mom. My wife can tell me this, you know. And if I
Yes.
have that good relationship with my mom,
My good
my mom
husband.
can tell me that
My good
your
husband.
wife is someone else's daughter, and you have to be careful how you treat your wife. You
Yes.
understand? The problem here is that some wives and some mothers, I'm sorry to say they are misguided.
They are cat and rats. They
Because
say cat and rat.
some moms they will act like the wife of their kids is their co-wives. This is the biggest problem we have in some of our communities. Your mom will act like your wife is her co-wife, something like that.
Yes, because lot of them get it from their co-wife. Lot of them, their husband have lot of different women, so they used to fighting with those women and jealous and hating on those women for years. Now
Okay,
their heart is
for me as
Okay,
a sister today.
brother, I have a question for you for this your topic. I'm sorry to say, I have the former question. I have to pin it down, and then let me ask you a question. I'll use myself as
Okay,
for example.
okay.
But like, I'm married. I'm married to a Gambia, as I said before.
Mhm,
My husband's family is a big family. Maybe you know it's Sedikan's family in Jara.
mhm,
So most times I always hear I hear Madikan, but I don't speak very well.
mhm.
I can teach you
So
Manika if you
most
want. Don't
times,
worry. Contact me.
our
I
sister,
teach
I tell
people
you how many
Manika
times.
online.
Until me and you our fight, now for Senegal Junction, we fight our fight. I tell you to teach me Madika, you don't want to teach me. Don't worry, me and you, our own is another corner.
No, I'll
So I
listen to
want
me.
to
I'll
say,
teach you. No, it's not a joke. I teach people, but you have to pay. It's $20 per hour.
don't worry about that. We'll talk about that later in the day, not now, now. So what I would say is that what I understand is so many mother-in-laws and their children, they don't agree. Why I will say that to my own perspective is that the mother-in-law, they're just like they are old school, let me say so. They behave of their behavior is like of their olden days, let me say so. Like why their daughter-in-law behave as a new school. I will say so because like I have a wife group. My husband family, they have their wife group. I see some things they post there. I'll be like, this, that. So later on, I found out that most of my husband younger ones and my husband mother in law, they are not in good terms. Just why? You call yourself a Muslim woman. Like me, I'm not a Muslim, I'm a Christian. I'm a full, as they say somebody's a Christian, I'm a Christian. I turned to be a Muslim just because of my husband, because of love. And then I embraced it. I embraced Muslim with my full heart. Why? Because I found out so many things. Muslim and Christian, people say Muslim and Christian are not the same. I will tell them that you don't know what you are saying. Whatever
Can
is
I?
in Quran
Hello,
is
sister.
in Bible.
Yes, sister. Just be careful because I don't want you to talk about family groups and stuff. That
No,
is a private. Yes.
I'm just explaining. Why
Yes.
I'm explaining about family issues that
Mm-hmm.
mother-in-law and children, as in the wife, why are they in problem right now? Is that they want their children wife to behave like them when
Yes,
they forget that they are in the 80s,
I
not in the
know.
20s.
Yes, I know. That's our problem. Yeah.
You will say your wife, your son's wife, to not wear a trouser. My sister, if you they wear skirt, not time me cannot wear trouser. I cover my hair, yes. I cover my body reach down, yes. Not tell me not to. I will dress well to my husband's taste, but I will still behave like a Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
Not wearing something that will show my figure or whatever. That is what is making, to my own understanding, oh. not quarrel. To my own understanding, so many things that's causing issue that they want their son's wife to behave exactly like them,
Yes,
and which will not be.
that's true. That is our problem. And a lot of them, what is their problem is also, especially the Gambia and Senegal community. It's good that your husband is from that community. What is the problem there also is that lot of our grandmothers and lot of our mothers, they were suffering in their marriages because their husband have lot of different women, and just they also just
Yes.
were poverty involved and stuff, and they have a lot of children and just suffering, mashallah, bless them, a lot of them. So they don't want to see the in-law now just enjoying, comfortable life, and
That
just
was the
having
question
peace.
I wanted to ask
They get
before.
jealous of that peace.
I want to ask
Not
a
all of them,
question
but some
before,
of them.
but I will keep my question for later. Let
Okay.
me just ask now. Why is it that Gambia old women, they like
Yes.
to keep wife for their son that is outside the country?
Oh, they love that. It's just wickedness and control.
You that heard
Nothing
of
else.
us?
It's wickedness and control. They feel like if they leave the son to make decision for who the son will love, then they're not controlling the son. And because they're too used to controlling the children when they're young,
I
they're
mean,
used to
Riska
treating the
she
children,
has something to say. Let me
controlling the
go down
children.
for her so she can come and say it. Riska, she has something to say. Let me go down for her.
Okay.
Okay, madam. But I follow you. Almost okay, but I follow you.
All right, brother. You can answer. Lamin, you can answer her, and then now I'll
Okay.
Brother, answer me, brother, please. I need the
If,
answer. Why is it that Gambia, our mother-in-law, they like to keep husband? Like my husband, before I know my husband, they was forcing him, come and marry, oh, come and marry. They keep wife for you in Africa, oh, come and marry. Then my husband introduced me to,
this
you are
one is
laughing.
funny.
They introduced me to my husband because they know my husband is a stubborn head.
Thank you.
They
Thank
introduced
you,
me to
guys.
my husband. My husband got married to me. My name is Fatima, and I'm very, very happy for the day. I'm very, very happy to be in the midst of my husband's family because they love me, they call me, we talk. I'm in the family group, family general group, wife group, and mother's family, father's family. I'm in their group. We talk. I hear Mandy can let you know that much. I'm very happy for
Don't
that.
worry, I'll
With
teach you
that,
Mandika.
that
Contact
they
me. Yes.
welcome me. But
Sister,
I see other cousins that went home. Come on, marry, come on, marry. They will just go home to go and marry. Piam. They will go home to go and marry. That's why I asked the first question. They will go home to go and marry. They have Nigeria girlfriend or Senegal or Cote d'Ivoire or Cameroon girlfriend in Italy. They will go home and marry. They will come back to their girlfriend here. That's why I asked the first question. Then what I'm asking is that why is it that many mothers in let me say Muslim mother or Gambian mothers, they force their son, come and marry, as if it's do or die affair. They
Sister
will choose
Shannon,
right.
you
okay.
know,
My
it's
response to that question is that, some of the parents, ask their children to get married because they have someone or they intend them to marry a particular person, like a family relationship. They want to tie the family knot more. And this, when it is possible and it is permissible to choose someone for your son or your daughter, but this is going to be suggestion, not compulsory on them. You should not force your child Islamically to get married to someone that they didn't want to get married to or they didn't love, either a man or a girl. And the problem here is that if you force someone to get married and this child is afraid of the parents and he accepted to marry this particular girl, so when the parent is no more alive, do you think that marriage will still go on? Because this guy didn't love the girl or the girl didn't love the girl. So this is why it's absolutely wrong, and it's wrong to force someone to get married to a particular person. Like, for instance, I can suggest someone for Sister Ami. Okay, Sister Ami, I have a brother there, like she is my sister. This brother, maybe you can get married to him, or I talk to that brother. If two of the parties like each other, if the two parties are ready to get married, then they can get married. But you can't force someone to get married to a woman or a man of your choice. It's Islamically wrong.
Yes. Oh, they chop the coins. I put these coins because of this topic today. Why I'm asking this question is because of a friend of mine. I mean, I've been married for 6 years. I'll be life for that and inshallah for that. I'm very, very happy for that. 6 years of marriage is not easy.
Mashallah.
Yes. So I have a friend, she's in Nigeria too. She have in Nigeria, Gambia man. Hey, from what they call it. I'll remember the village very soon. I know most of the Gambia. I've not been there, but I know them. I have to know my husband's country by fire by force. So she's been here. She's been here and with the boy for long. The mother choose a wife for him in Gambia. So many of them, let's be frank and sincere. Let's be open up. Just like me, there are some things my mom will tell me to do. I would not like to disappoint my mom. I'll do it. That's what is wrong with so many of the men. Not being Gambia, being Senegal, being Mali, being Cote d'Ivoire, whatever. They don't want to disappoint their mom, or they don't want to bring sadness to their mom. Just like this one talking
Yes.
about. He's married to a Gambia girl. Can you imagine that the Nigerian girl here in Italy is not the girl is sitting right beside me? Can you imagine the one in Gambia one in Gambia is aware of the one in Italy, but the one in Italy is not aware of the one in Gambia. And the one in Gambia was pregnant, gave birth. The boy was silent about the naming ceremony of the baby. My sister, me I know they keep quiet for all this kind of rubbish. I call the girl. She's a Nigerian girl. Your boyfriend or your whatever. He don't born for house. So
Oh
if
my
you
God.
love her, marry her. If you not love her, leave her. She's here. If I want her to talk in this one, she will talk. She told me she's in love with the boy. The family of the boy is aware about her. She's the one suffering with the boy for more than 4 years.
But they
You
don't want
see,
him to marry her. They want him to marry the one in Gambia.
The family of the boy wants him to marry her. You see that the boy's mom, the boy's father was the one that married the girl on behalf of, like the girl in Gambia, off behalf of the boy.
okay, what of the girl in Italy with the guy? Is
She's
she
here.
married to the
Talk,
boy?
talk.
No, leave me for
Leave
this one.
me,
Waiting for
leave me.
another.
Say leave me, Gary.
Leave her. She doesn't want to talk about her stuff. You leave
Because
her
the thing
alone
is
now.
painful. Let's be frank and say it's painful. Like me, I'm married to I'm married to a Gambia. I will tell my husband, if you want to marry another wife, my brother, marry and carry her come Europe, more come suffer. Make the woman no suffer. How many you marry and leave her for Gambia? Make the woman come, make her still suffer. If the woman still suffer, I go no suffer there. If you leave her for Gambia, you know no suffer there, go they wait. $100, $2,000. No, make come Europe, suffer.
My question is this girl in Italy already married to the guy?
No. Married, what
Okay.
I would say they are not married, but they have been together for 5 years now. This year will make it 5 years. The
Okay.
boy have been saying, Ascota, let me excuse her. Sorry. The boy have been saying, when you get pregnant, I will get married to you. I'll get married to
Okay.
you.
You know, we have our culture, our tradition, and our faith, which is Islam. Islamically, it is wrong for that guy to be with the lady that he didn't get married to, and even telling her that I will get married to you when you are pregnant. That part one, for us in our ruling, Islamically, it is wrong. Secondly, marrying a girl back home and get pregnant for him, if this girl at back home in Gambia is his wife, then there's nothing wrong with the lady getting married. But the problem here is that why will you deceive someone and promising this person that you will get married to her when you already know that you are married and you are not ready to get married to this girl?
Exactly.
If you want to take this
And
girl
this
as
thing,
your wife, then you have to tell her that okay, you want to marry her, and or but you already have another woman in your life. For us, I don't know, in Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria, we believe that there is a belief, it's not Islam, it's not Christianity. We believe that in our society, we believe mentally, like, okay, if it is a white woman, okay, because they are too jealous, they don't accept to have second wife, you can hide from her.
Yes, or
Some
they
people
lie that the
understand
mother.
this.
Or sometimes they lie
But
saying
what
the
of
father or the mother
the
or the mother
woman,
did it. They lie sometimes.
Yes, it is not compulsory as an African guy to marry to more than one wife. It is an African culture before Islam and Christianity. It is a culture in Africa. But yet, our African women know this, especially Nigeria, Ghana, Gambia, Senegal, they know this. So if you have two African women in yours around you, and you are ready to get married to both of them, and you want to get married to them, tell them the truth. Or don't get married to the one in Gambia and deceiving the one in Italy. It's not appropriate. This is
They
wrong,
do that
and
a lot
it is more
to
wrong
us
to
even.
live with this woman
All
and
the
promising
time.
her marriage after she got pregnant for you out of wedlock.
That's a lie. If a Gambia or Senegal man want to marry you, they will just marry you straight away. They can marry you within 1 month of meeting you. They're never gonna tell you get pregnant first. That's a lie. He
I
doesn't
think
want to marry. He's not ready.
Sister Riska has a question. What is the question? I hope I will be
No,
able to
I
answer.
don't have a question. No. I wanted to answer the first question of Shining.
Okay.
It's not only in Gambia. Let's say all part of Africa, we have that issue. Which the mother of the man will be like, oh, my son is in abroad. I have to find a lovely, caring woman for him to come back home and marry. For them, those days, those past days where our mothers was like young, that's how it was in that time. Somebody will find a girl and be like, oh, I've choose this girl for my son. And they thought nowadays it's still happening. And mothers want their sons to get married to women that they will find for them to be able to control their marriage. So sometimes that's how some mothers do. And it's not only Gambia. So I'm Ghanaian, I'm also Togolese, I'm two nations, I'm mixed girl. So in Ghana, in Togo, we do same. That's how. And then if you, as the person, the man you choose to marry, and you are not the one the mother choose, you will be like, they will throw you, they will not accept you.
Yes.
And it will be difficult for you to find yourself in them.
Yeah.
So because me, that's how it was. They've chosen a wife for my husband, and then he said, no, I don't like the person. I want the person I will choose for myself, the one I love. And then he brought me in. And it was not the mother that chose, because my husband's mother has been dead so long. So it was the auntie who chose a girl for him. He said, no, I'm not going to marry. My mom told me to find a wife for myself, because I'm going to spend the rest of my life with her. So because of that, most of the family members don't even want to do anything with me. And that's okay. The problem here is that the man has to choose between you and the family, because if he's the one that brought you in that family, and if he will allow the family to maltreat you, that means that his love is not complete on you. He doesn't love you that much. Because you cannot bring me in your family and let your family maltreating me while you being okay with that, saying I should cope with it. So, and if the man choose you over them, be ready to fight the battle, because they will tell you that you are controlling him. You did something. Africans, we believe that the voodoo and the black magic, you did it on him for him. It's not because he's not using his normal mind to choose you over them, because and then we combine it with Islam, saying that in Islam, you have to respect your family first. You have to do that. That's how we youngest, with the new generations, we have to get up on our feet. learn about what our religion is all about. It's not only Islam, it's all both Christianity. Because most of us saying that the religion, I am born as a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, but we don't actually know what the religion is all about. It's just that, yeah, as a Muslim, some of us believe that praying 5 times daily, respecting your parents, doing the gifting, it means you are Muslim. If you died, you are going to heaven. Oh, it's a lie. There are a lot of things that Allah said we should do on this earth. So if you don't do all of that, you are not going anywhere. You are going to hellfire. Let's be truthful. So
I hope we are all gonna go because it's hard to do all of that. But yeah, continue.
yeah, no, but we can't be perfect. We can't be perfect. But
I pray everyone to go to heaven, Muslim or not.
yeah, but some of us just like we don't know what we are practicing. So we are just like when you were saying that we go to learning the Arabic, the Quran, and then they will beat you.
Request. Can you check the request?
My teacher, my imam was also disabled. He can't even walk, and then he will call you to come and kneel down in front of him. So he will be beating you without you getting up. He will beat you. And then one day I told my dad that I'm not going back to that the learning, because that's not my language. Why are you forcing me to learn something? And I'm trying to learn, and then you guys are beating me. The next day I will go and I'll forget everything. So I'm not learning anymore. You know, so many of us don't know that we are trying. If my son, I'm teaching him Islamic and the Quran, and then he doesn't understand, I can't beat him or force him to do. It's just like you have to know how to talk to him to make him understand that this is the religion, this is what God say we should do. But that's not how it goes. We are covering things on top and saying that it's Islam.
Yes. Sis, let me continue back to where this topic was. What Saini was saying before she went off. I have to explain very clear there for Gambia and Senegal people. Like you said, this is not just a Gambia thing. This is a whole Africa thing. Brother, do you have something else to say before you go, or you don't mind to stay?
No, I don't mind to stay. I just want to just add a little bit on what Riska is saying. You know, in Africa, there are a lot of things that we have to check. We have to go back to the scripture. You know, when people tell me that Islam, you know, don't look at the behavior of Muslims. Go to the scripture. Because when you look at the behavior.
Can I please hold you there? And I'll say what I want to say before I forget, and then you can continue. About the fact that the man have a wife there and then have a girlfriend here. So what happened is, I just want Saini, I want this your friend to know that I'm going to explain for Gambia and Senegal men, but like this sister is saying, this is just an African thing, and I don't think it's just an African thing. I think a lot of foreign people that come from even India and Afghanistan and all these other poor countries, I think they might have the same problem. But I'm going to focus on Africa thing. It's definitely an Africa thing, but I'm going to focus on Gambia and Senegal people more. Don't forget to keep liking and sharing this video. It's very important, and I'm going to put this video on my YouTube channel when I'm done talking. Ami Job, the name is on the bio. It's not Ami Olof, it's Ami Job. I normally have all my topic uploaded there. So what happened is, a lot of people from my country, Gambia and Senegal, when they come abroad, they meet other women here. Doesn't matter the woman is Gambian or not. Why most of the time they cannot do that to Gambian is that a lot of us Gambian and Senegalese women, we know all their game. Unless if the person wants you to manipulate them, but they know all the game. So that's why now a lot of them are running for Nigerian and other people who don't know their game. And they also say that, they will say to you that Nigerians and other people, other women, they allow boyfriend and girlfriend thing because they're not Muslim or just they're more acceptant of that. Us, they know that us, we don't accept boyfriend and girlfriend thing much. A lot of us don't. Some of us nowadays, especially the people from here and stuff, or some people came here and they changed. But a lot of us that come here abroad and we're from Gambia and Senegal, us the women, a lot of us, even if our marriage break, we don't want to be your girlfriend for 2-3 years without you marrying us, because we know then something is fishy. Because we know our community men can marry you within 1 month of meeting you. Within 2-3 months, definitely within 6 months. Rarely ever they date you for 1 year without marrying you if they love you. That's how my Gambia community and Senegal community men do, even here abroad. So, especially after this, sleep with you a couple of times and just know you. But most of the time, they can even marry you without sleeping with you. That's what I'm doing me. The last 7 years, I decided from 7 years ago that I'll never have a boyfriend again, like man that will do me thingy. I'll only go with someone that already married me. And lots of them are ready to marry me all of these years. It's just me taking my time to meet the right one. And inshallah, I'll choose one of them soon. And this person, you will see that they will marry me. They're happy to marry you without even sleeping with you if they love you, because they just don't care about the marriage. Some of them, that's how it is. If they love you, they can just marry you like that today. So what a lot of them do is that, why a lot of them have a wife there? I'm going to break it down. Some of them have a wife there, like the brother said, because their parents can see that they cannot manipulate you. They cannot get you to worship them. A lot of the parents want you to worship them when you are married to their child. I don't know whether it's wickedness or it's because they did it themselves. They want you to suffer too. So they want you to worship them when you marry to their child, like they tell you how to dress, how to talk, even what to cook and what not to cook, how much salt to put on the food, how much chili to put on the food. So if you're not that type of woman, they're not gonna want you. They're gonna want the child to marry that type of woman. And they know they can only know that type of woman from their culture. They can only have it from their people. So they will even look for a girl who is like that, a girl who is calm and quiet and listening, who is not like Amijo. So they're gonna tell the man to marry that girl. Sometimes it could be a family member or just somebody in the neighborhood that they trust and trust her mother, that this person can be a good wife. To them, good wife is somebody who listening and take all the abuse. That's good wife. To Gambia and community and Senegal community, the good wife is the woman who take all the abuse. Do you hear me? That is good wife to us. The woman who don't take abuse, she's not good. She's vocal, she's rude, she's westernized, she's not ready to be married. Do you hear what I'm saying? Good. So even if the husband is from Gambia or Senegal, and the husband, and you yourself, you're from Gambia and Senegal, and you meet here and you get married, for the most part, if the wife and if the in-law and the in-law family cannot manipulate you, cannot get you to worship them, they will ask him to marry somebody there who can worship them. Sometimes the mother don't have somebody that to help him with housework, to help her with housework in Africa. And she feels like she's old to do the housework, and she doesn't want to be alone in the compound. So she's gonna want you to marry somebody and leave them there, so that person can be cooking and doing housework and just talking to them, keep them company, while you are there. Sometimes that is the reason why they want to have a wife there to look after their mother. The mother will tell them, or the father will tell them, or family members will tell them, or they will tell themselves, I need a wife to look after my mother. And now that I'm here with this one, I need somebody there to look after her. If the wife is alone, if the mother is alone, but that rarely happens, because most of the time these women have a lot of children, so they cannot be alone. Even if they have just one son and the son is here, some of the other children have husbands. Most of the time, the children can give them one of their child for them to bring up. You understand? That's why a lot of the people are brought up by their grandmother. So the grandmother is not alone, especially if she's alone. Or they can get a housemaid. Housemaid is very cheap in Gambia. Less than £50 a month. Less than £50 or £50 a month, you can employ somebody to cook and wash and dishes and do everything for your mother every day. Cook more than your wife, even if you were married. So most of the time they do it is not for the mother to keep company. It's just because they also enjoy the fact that they want to have two wives. Sometimes they just do it because they have a girlfriend there, or they saw a woman there who they love. And then there the lie goes. My mother asked me to marry them. My father is my mother, is my father. They keep this person for me years ago before I was even born. They're lying. They use that excuse because they know in my community they do that. They did that to me when I was young. They arranged a man for me, and the man married me before I was 10 years old. So they know that the community does that. So they use that as an excuse, even if it's not their case. They lie. Most of them, even they lie to us, the Gambian and Senegalese like us, and say that they keep wife for me. They married this woman for me. I did not even know the marriage. I did not even know they did it without even telling me. Sometimes they even lie like that, and they're lying. They're the one that send money and program every time. They hide and send money, hide and take away all the receipt, even give their friends money to send it for them, so you don't have any evidence. You don't want to know the games that some of our men play. So I'm advising you, if you meet any man from Africa or any man from Gambia and Senegal, if they want to marry you, let them marry you now, or they can get to hell because they're lying. Now, continue talking, says, oh brother, whoever's talking next.
Sister,
I think it's brother.
Sister, you know, it's not
Okay.
only Gambia or something. You know, all Africa, and then all men, not all. Let's say some men, they think you woman, the women that accept the abuse is the good, a submissive woman. That's how they take it. But like we say, your mother get a wife for you, and then she accepting, or she's dying inside, but she's just pretending in front of you for you to be able to call her as a good wife. But she's dying. Whenever she's alone, she's crying. And that's how the society see as in our community, as a Muslim, we see as a good wife. If you are the one that will always want to defend yourself, they think you are in my country we say premine. You are like you are big, so that's the reason why some men don't want to marry an independent woman. If you are independent, which means you work for yourself, you have your own money, men are afraid to come for you because they think they cannot control you. And that's it. If a woman, you have your money, you will not accept shit, you will not accept nonsense. But women that will, anytime when men talk, it should be like, yes, yes. It's not that she's not humble if they have money. The submissive is contrary known in our Muslim community, which means if you have to be submissive, which means you have to be like slave to your husband. That's not how it is. The woman has her own rights in the Quran. If we read, let's go back and read the Quran very well before we will come and start saying stuff about Islam. The woman has her own rights. Even the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he respects his wives. He gave them the respect they want. It's not that because they are the wives, they have to do. They have no right to say something if the man is wrong. So we have to know the word submissive and the word slavery, and that's why some mothers back in Africa, they will marry for them their sons, thinking that women living in abroad are not respectful. So those back home are respectful. So that's the reason some mothers do so. So it's all over Africa. Even in my country, it goes very well. In my country, they do that everywhere, not only in Gambia. So women, we
Can
should
I just say
also wake
something there too? Can I just say something there, please? And then you can continue. I love that I have you guys here. Thank you, guys. God bless you all. You guys are all full of knowledge and very strong and open-minded, and you think like I do. I just love this live video so far. I think this is one of my best live videos since I started TikTok, to be honest. Anyway, what was I'm saying is that some of the women, some of the men, why they marrying wife there when you are here? Not just that they believe that they can manipulate that wife and the family back home can manipulate that wife and get away from it, but also they believe that you're married with them here. Even it could be you're from the same country with them, like the same Gambia and Senegal. A lot of the men can also marry you, but they're not marrying you for you to grow old and even go back to Africa together when you are 70 years old and sitting under the mango tree. That's not what in their mind. They have in their mind that you, because you are here, especially if you're like Amijo, now you are spoiled because you are waking. They call waking women a spoiled woman. Like, not spoiled as an spoiled because they have a fool. No. As an she's not good anymore. She's rotten. She's like her brain is rotten. It's like a Western brain. A lot of our men, because they cannot behave themselves, they hate Western brain woman. They hate Western-minded women. Lot of them, even when they married Western-minded woman, in their head is temporarily. In their head, they're going to leave this woman and end up with the one in Africa or marry a fresh one in Africa because that one is the good one, because that one is the one that's taking all the abuse and pretending that everything is fine. So even when they're here with you, sometimes they marry you, they have children with you, everything. In their head, they're going to still leave you at the end and go for the one in Africa if they don't have one already. Or they're going to have one in Africa in the next few years and go back to that one. Not all of them that think like this, so don't freak out. But
Mhm.
majority of them think like that. So continue going.
Mhm. You know, earlier Sister Zena said something about back home. We go to Quranic lectures, we read Quran, we memorize everything, but we don't understand the meaning because it's not our language, and we have been forced to do so. And then, you know, so many, it's funny sometimes, so many of us back home, like we do things and then we don't know what we are learning. We come here and we know everything about Quran and we want to show our rights off. And then the man will start saying that you came in Europe, you start learning things about white people, you have changed. That's not the thing. Is that she's awakened because she's now reading the Quran and understanding what her right is.
I hear you, Auntie.
So you know, the Sister Shiny, she was like, the man said to that lady she should get pregnant before he will marry her. Even me as a woman, I will not do that at all. It's not that I am trying to. I'm not judging her if I said it, but you know, women, we should respect ourselves. If you want the man to, instead get pregnant before I marry you. You said no. If you know you truly love me, why don't you marry me before I get pregnant? You know, we it's not everything we will just like say men are bad. Sometimes we women, we don't know how to act.
We have to stand for ourselves. We have to stand in a word.
Exactly. She made the mistake there. She should know that she made a mistake there, because the time when he said you should get pregnant and you did, that's the mistake.
Can I just tell you one thing? Can I just tell you one thing? There are a lot of people from Gambia and Senegal, especially the Muslim ones. They hate a woman that give birth without marriage. They hate a baby. People insult each other. Even when someone annoy you and they've not done nothing, you only have to tell them you are a child. You are a B child. I don't want to say the word a B child. You know, like somebody that come from without marriage. If you say that to someone, they're ready to kill you. It's a big insult to us. Our community hate that so much, yeah? So if they want to create that with you, it's because the love is remaining something. If it's complete, they will avoid that at all costs, especially when they're adult and you are an adult.
My husband, please excuse me for this. I have to cut you short for that. You know what? We are saying Gambia, Gambia, Gambia. My lovely Gambia, smiling coast of Africa. I will not. I don't have to say bad thing about them again. But you're laughing. Yes, Gambians, I love you guys from my own heart. You know why I would say so? When I came to Europe earlier, I don't like Gambia. Some first Gambia set of boys I met here. Somebody is saying that. Yes, first set of Gambia boys I met here were the Gambia boys that used to do pickpockets, blah blah blah. I was like, hey, if I marry Gambia, Gambia people, if I use Gambia, do something. But later on, I met my husband. I met my husband by March, who got married by December. Got married was not say married. People from Gambia to Nigeria is 5 days, let me say 5 days and a half, 5 days and 7 hours. I did my traditional marriage in Nigeria. I did my court marriage here. I did my traditional marriage in next day they did my Muslim marriage in Gambia. In Jara precisely. My husband is from Jara. My husband is from Jara. Family of Sedika.
Jara is my place. It's where I came from.
Okay, my husband family is Sedika.
I know the place. Kanikunda.
Family in Jara. Sedikan's family.
Kanikunda.
Yes. So I'm very, very happy when I see my husband. My husband. I'm happy for that because my husband is not. My husband is jealous. That's the only thing. Gambia people they jealous. That's it. But I will say one thing. There are so many things when Gambia people do this.
Your husband must be very African man, I guess. But yeah.
Yes, but my husband in Nigeria. Let me say that. But there's something that I have to say is that there's so many things my husband that Gambia people will do. My husband will say, "Ooh, la 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 la." You are slave in Gambia. You are not in Gambia. My husband used to do one thing I will have to say is that my husband used to do something. I know he's not what would say that he's not a holy person. He have a very wrong part of him. But there's something my husband make me love Muslim. But I will be a Muslim. I'll be a Muslim. He make me love Muslim for one thing is that he explains so many things to me. He make me want to learn Muslim things. Is that now I'm interested. I watch film. I just finished watching Yusasif, a story of Yusasif. Is a very long story in the Quran.
Mm-hmm.
I just finished. We're not watching it for watching sake. Watching it to understand it. That's the most important thing.
Awesome.
So I came finishing watching Yusasif's story. I have to understand so many things about the Muslim. Because I found out that Muslim and Christian, if people that fight, Christian that fight with Muslim, they are ignorance. Muslim that fight with Christian, they are ignorance because both of them they're like brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Then I found out that so many things that happen in the Bible will refer you to the Quran.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to say is that you see, I asked a question before. You know why I ask? It's just to clear my curiosity.
It's not allowed. They always just do it because they just want to be bad.
Yes,
But it's
I
not
want
allowed.
to clear my doubts. I just want to maybe when you are for example, you are a student, you're reading, you have to there's some place you live at full stop. You just want to know something to put there. That's why I ask questions. Because I need answers to put in those my as a question box.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let me
my
answer.
sister made a question and say, sorry, my sister has a question, say it's not about the country, it's a general state. She is 100%. So let me say 1000% clear. I'm from Edo State, I'm from Nigeria, Edo State, Benin City. Full Nigeria.
That's where my ex is from. My
Yes.
ex, my two children here, they're Nigerians.
Edo State, we are the most racist state in Nigeria. I would say so. I'm married to a Gambia. My people came.
That's where
They
my
did my
ex is
marriage.
from. My children, they're from
They did my
Nigeria.
marriage.
What is your question? What is your question? Because it's time for prayer. It's prayer time here. I want to go. So before I go,
Okay.
if I have answers
So
to
my
your question.
question, what I want to ask is that, my question I want to ask is, why is it that most times when another country is married to a Gambia, when the person is like trying to make a contribution, they will say you will not understand, you are not a Gambia. Why are they making that statement?
Okay.
I'm saying it on my own opinion. Because I'm in a wife group. Salam alaikum, they'll just start musekeba, blah blah blah. I'll say, please, I'm in Nigeria, I don't understand Madika fully. I understand few, not all. But please, sometimes you must also know that there is somebody here that is not your country.
Mm-hmm.
Explain in English. They'll say you are not a Gambia, you will not understand. Why are most Gambia guests, those guests were not finished secondary school, why are they racist?
Gambians are like that. We are very nice and kind, but sometimes we are very rude and close
They are
minded.
guests. They are guests.
Okay.
Sister, if you say Gambia guests, they are not kind though. Gambia guests, those who have not finished secondary school, that got married at 15 years, they are not kind though.
Not all. What I want to say that marriage, marriage provide a foundation for family life and the whole of the society. Okay, if someone you got married to someone and this person is telling you that you will not understand, probably there is a hiding agenda or there is a hiding secret. Because if I married to my wife and my wife is from another society, another continent, or another country, another tribe, then this wife of mine is my family. Then if there is something that she didn't understand, then she should understand, and she have to understand to clear her doubt. Because if I keep my wife within my house, we are married, within the circle of the marriage, I keep telling her that you will not understand. So for how long will she not understand? And she need to understand.
No,
Okay,
But
this
I don't
like
think
in,
she's
in
saying
in your
is
in
the
your
my
case
man.
on
my
some
name is
people's
Fatima.
case,
No, brother, my name
like
is
if
Fatima. My name is Fatima.
yeah, let me learn. In some cases, it's not all the cases. In some cases, a man is telling you that you will not understand. Probably he is hiding something, or probably he didn't want to break your heart. Like some of his family members against you or against him getting married to you. Then
But
there will be
brother,
some issues.
please though, I'm coming.
Let
Is
me,
she's not saying the husband, she's saying the people,
The
not the man.
group, the wife group. I'm saying the
Yes,
wife
not the
group,
man.
not my husband.
And
okay. If
Gambians
you
can be
are
very
Wife group.
arrogant.
Wait,
Gambians can be very
no,
arrogant sometimes.
sister,
Yes,
let me
yes,
can
let me say
explain.
that to you.
I'm
can
saying
we
like
all
the wife
accept
group.
that it's not only in Gambia, sister? You say your
Yes,
name
I'm
is
Fatima.
Fatima,
Fatima.
Fatima.
Okay, sister Fatima. Let's say you are from Edo State, Nigeria, and I'm from
Yes.
Ghana, and I get married to your brother, which is from the Edo State. I came in your country, in your home, and then you guys are doing something, and I don't understand. Even if I ask you will tell me that you will not understand because you are not from here. It's everywhere. It's not only in Gambia. It's
But
everywhere.
I'm telling you, we are
okay.
not.
The question is about I
What
think
I'm
is
trying to
about the
explain.
husband. Then Sister
Excuse me,
Annie,
let me explain. Let me explain. What I'm trying to say is that it's not that they are saying something. I'm just explaining that, for example, I'm in a group. Not for
I think
example,
Lamin want to go. Lamin, you
reality.
want to
I'm
go
in
now?
a
You can
WhatsApp
come back
group.
after.
I'm in a WhatsApp group. They call it
yeah.
Sweet Jaras
Yeah,
Ladies.
thank you.
Bring in
So
Zaina, Sister
in that
Zaina.
group, in that group, we talk. Okay. In that group, normally it's just like it's a wife group, full general ladies group. As in my husband's family, their group. I am the only foreigner, let me say so, in the group. There are Gambians and Senegals in the group. I'm saying this, it's painful. You know why I'm saying it's painful? Because I hear Mandika not that much. Because my husband is someone that don't stay at home. My husband go to work, travel, work. So I hear Gambia just because of the Gambia guys that used to come, look at my husband, greet me, those small Gambia. I'm somebody that learn language quick. That's what I would say. Then the most time they put something in the group, like last time, they were trying to donate money for people that gave birth. I did not understand. So I was like, please, you guys to speak in English. Somebody replied me
Sister
that you will not
Annie, can
understand.
you accept Sister Zaina's request?
Yeah, I'm gonna take her. Fatima, Fatu. We say
She was
Fatu in
like, you will
Gambia, by
not
the way. My
understand,
daughter
which
is
is
Fatu.
very, very wrong.
Fatu. Fatu. My daughter is
Ma,
Fatu. I'm gonna call you
ma,
Fatu. Fatu is Fatima.
nam,
I
nam,
love
nam,
Fatu
nam,
name. Fatu
nam,
You
is
know,
nam,
name. Wow, Fatu, you have to
nam.
contact me. I'll teach you Wolof. I teach people Wolof and Mandinka. Sorry.
I send my WhatsApp number to you. I sent my WhatsApp number to you already.
and Fatima,
Yes.
what I have to tell you is that you are a wife there, and there are
Yeah, you
things you
cannot
don't have
really
to
discuss
force
about that
yourself.
here. I
They
don't want,
want
yeah,
they
There
that's
are
want
a
pursue
things,
family
me.
thing. Yeah.
I
Let me
will tell
pursue
you
me. They
something
want
as
burn
a
them.
sister. When you are married into a family, and then you don't understand everything about them, just accept the fact that they accept you as wife. There are things you don't have to force yourself to know
No,
until you understand fully the language.
family group is
Before
different. Family group is different. I'm already married into this family for 5 years. This
I know,
the
but
people there, the people
we
there.
are.
I'm saying that it's only, let me say, it's about five of them, or we are almost 30 something. It's about five of them that is older than me in the family. Let me say so. You understand me? So they know what they are doing. I'm not
Yes,
asking
I
this
they know
question
what
to
know,
they're
be
doing.
clear.
Can I
They
I
just
know
say
what they
know,
are
something?
but
doing.
Fatu, Fatu,
No,
Fatu,
that's not
you
my
are,
Fatu,
business.
you are,
Auntie, I don't
you
it's
are
not my
a
business.
wife.
Don't worry about that.
Fatu, Fatu.
Now,
Can I finish say what I'm saying, and then we can close about the group
say,
talk, please?
say
Because
my
I don't want.
Yes,
husband.
Yeah, it's a family thing. I don't want you to talk about that here. What happened?
Okay,
They
sir.
know what they're doing. Can I say something,
Yes.
please? They know what they're doing. If you are a white woman, if you are a white woman, they will not talk to you like that. They will not tell you, you're not Gambian, you don't understand. So the Gambians can be very arrogant. And when someone that is married to them that is not white, that is married to their brother or sister, they can treat the person really horrible, especially if they're not getting gift and money from that person.
For
Gambians
waiting
can be
for
very
money, they
hypocritical and very arrogant, but I don't want you to discuss that. Your solution is for you to
Yes,
learn Mandinka. You can use me or use somebody else to learn Mandinka and know
I
what
will
exactly.
they
use
say.
you
And
to
your
learn.
wait, let me finish. Let me finish. Your solution is for you to know if your husband is genuinely married to you because he want to grow old with you. Don't worry about the family members, because even us Gambians, sometimes
Yes.
you marry to somebody and the family members, some of them might not like you and stuff like that.
Yes.
So don't worry about that. But yeah, don't worry. Don't discuss that here, please. Let's continue.
What I
Yes.
will add is that as far as your husband loves you and the family loves you, that is it. The
That's
thing
it.
about the group stuff, even if my husband's family has the group, I will not join, because as far as you guys love me, and the group is nothing, it has nothing to do with my marital life. Just
Yeah.
be happy, be content that they
It's a
love you, and that
question.
is
It's
it.
a question, my sister. It's a question. There's something
Mm.
you have. Sometimes you have to clear your doubts.
Yes, but
Sometimes
like
you
we
have to
said,
clear your doubts.
just
I just
uh-huh.
clear my doubts. I already know. I already
Okay.
placed them in their position. You understand
Salam
me?
alaikum.
I already placed them in their position. But I just want to clear my doubts. My husband loves me. My mother-in-law is the one of the best mother-in-law so far. She called me every single day. Not that she don't hear English that much. She only hears, but my father-in-law hear English 100%. My mother-in-law called me. My father-in-law is the one that interprets, or
Okay.
the daughters,
Salam
or the
alaikum,
daughter of
guys.
my husband's
Can you
sisters.
Walaikum
guys hear me?
salam, Sister Zaina.
Yes, I
Yes.
can hear you,
Okay.
my husband.
Sister
It's like
Fatima. Sister
Ami is
Fatima.
she's her network is bad.
Ami is yes, she's
Sister
frozen.
Fatima, I wanted to say something to you because the reason why I came on, because when I came on, I heard you talking. You know, in
Yes.
Africa, it's I want you to understand something. It's not racist. We Africans call it tribalism. You know, when you're not part
Yes.
of somebody's tribe, they have their ways. So because they don't want you to understand their ways, they will just tell you you won't understand. But with time and when you're very observant, you will learn what you need to learn when it comes to who
Mhm.
you are with. So
Exactly.
I don't like discussing family issue when I'm on live because it's not the right
Mm.
thing to say, because you don't know who is listening, who is screen recording, who wants to find trouble for you. So
None of them
sometimes
have
when
me.
you
No one of them have me on their social media handle.
yeah.
So
No,
that's
you
why
won't
sometimes
know.
it's
You won't
You
good to
don't
know,
ask
know.
Sister
questions.
Zaina.
Let me tell you something. I have a friend that same issue. We were discussing something. I had no idea she was going through that thing in her marriage, not knowing a friend who is like
Hmm.
her husband is not on social media, not even for a second,
Mhm.
but somebody recorded it and went and play it to the husband and his family. So that's why when it comes to
Mm.
sensitive issues like this, I want you to back up. If you can find somebody that you trust and talk to them.
My husband will not be angry. You know why I say my husband will not be angry, my sister? You know why I say, what's your name? I'm sorry, my husband.
I'm
Let me call you
Zainab.
my husband.
I'm Zainab.
Zainab, I'll call you my husband. You know why I will not? My husband won't be angry because several times my husband is the one that interprets most of the voice record I don't understand in the group. So if my husband is somebody that traveled and spent 2, 3, 4 months in work. You understand me? So if my husband is not around for 2, 3 months, so who is going to interpret for me when they are on the group? When there is a message in the group, except I have to forward it to them. So that was what I was like. Sometimes you guys, all of you are learned. You went to school, at least secondary school. You should, like, I talk to the ones that is a younger brother's wife and